Finding the right bank can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
I'm a grateful person on a lot of levels. I've been given so many great opportunities. But most of all, even as a little kid, I was taught a set of values. Like tools for life, hard work, responsibility, and the key to making it all work, commitment.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Ackerman Esvold, your neighbors, friends, and family who are working for you. The local team with local availability and accountability for all of your engineering, architecture, environmental, transportation, and land development needs. Your project can rely on Ackerman Esvold. Find them online at ackermanesvold.com. When you start your project, talk with Ackerman Surveying and Associates. Our experienced surveying team guides you in the right direction with planning, platting, and lot and boundary surveys. The trusted name in land surveying, the trusted name in architecture and engineering is Ackerman Surveying and Ackerman Esvold. Find them at ackermanesvold.com.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
The North Dakota high school hockey season opens up tonight at Burdick Arena here in Devils Lake, North Dakota, with a showdown that features the home Devils Lake Firebirds and the visiting Magi from Minot High. Hockey fans, good evening. Welcome into hockey season. We start tonight here in Devils Lake with an East First West showdown on the PSP Network. Alongside of the former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, former Minot High standout Matt Morelli, I'm Nick Hulberg. Thanks for joining us tonight for North Dakota high school hockey here on the PSP Network. It is our Shields pregame show. Shields of Minot and Bismarck have everything you can imagine, from fishing and fashion to sporting goods, you name it, anything you need, you can find at Shields of Minot and Bismarck. They bring you the pregame show here tonight for the opener for the Firebirds and for the Magicians. You can visit shields.com for more information or stop into the brand new location in Minot or the beautiful location in Bismarck. We'll bring in my broadcast partner now, and you're number 3 on the mic for the Magi. Great friend of the PSP Network's of mine, it's Mr. Matt Morelli. First things first, hockey season is here. What is that like in the Morelli household when the turn of the calendar happens and all of a sudden the skates are going on, but now it's for real as the season opens up here tonight?
Well, I think it's good. These kids all get excited. You have the Jamboree last weekend, even though it's not really counting for anything, points. These kids still get all jacked up and nervous, and they want the season to get going, just like you do, like you and I do, and the coaches do. Everybody, they start to have all the training from the summertime and from the end of the season till now. The time these guys put in working on improving their game, what they got to do to get better and get more minutes and make a bigger impact with the program. There's times when you don't think much of it, but then when it's here, you're thinking to yourself, geez, that off season went really fast.
It flies by. When you look back to what happened last year and putting the game notes together for this one here today, Matt, looking back to last year and remembering how the Magi season went, where they ended up taking a piece of that first place spot in the West region in the regular season. The Magi ended up going 12-3 in the West, 16-10-0 overall of the year. They lost out of the opening round of the state high school hockey tournament before getting bounced in the second round of the loser outplay against Jamestown, where they lost 4-2. Devils Lake, on the other side, a different hockey club and a different song and dance for them last year. They went 0-16 inside the conference, Matt, a team that wasn't predicted to do well, and they had some lumps last year. They went 4-20 overall. Here's the kicker. They opened up their season with a 4-3 win over Minot High. They beat a tough Botno rugby hockey team. They beat a Grafton team that was pretty darn tough as well. And you look at what they were able to do, you could take those numbers and just throw them out the window here tonight when you look at an 0-16 record last year for an East Region team and a team at Minot High that had kind of the opposite inside the West Region, because the East traditionally dominates the West. Do you expect that again here tonight, or is it a different tale of the tape here tonight?
Well, I think you can't really look too far into Devils Lake's record last year. You're in the Eastern Conference for North Dakota hockey. They're all good. So if you're running into it's going to be stiff competition every game they play. They have a sprinkle in some non-conference games, like against Minot. It's for experience, but it's also like a good measuring stick on how they're going to match up with give guys some looks. You want to get kids minutes. It's like when these games here, yes, it's non-conference tonight, but everybody wants to get the season off and start on start out on with a solid performance. You don't want to come in the first game and all kinds of mistakes and mental errors. Are they going to happen? Sure, but the coaches, they want to see what some of these new guys can bring, the guys that don't maybe have so much experience, and the players are going to be excited. It's like going to any game, road game, home game. If you don't get fired up and these kids don't get there isn't a little bit of nerves inside you, God, maybe there's something wrong with you. But, I mean, you know these guys are fired up. That's sports. You know when the weather changes, it gets colder, it's time for some hockey.
Time for some hockey is right, and that's where we're at right now as you see the Magi from Minot High come to the ice surface. They get set and ready for tonight's official introductions and our national anthem. Still waiting on the home team, the Devils Lake Firebirds. They'll come out in just a moment. When we come back to our Shields pregame show, we'll dive further into this matchup here tonight
More of the Shills pregame show to come when we come back to Burdick Arena here in Devils Lake, North Dakota. It's North Dakota high school hockey on the PSP Network.
Stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Point. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Back to the Shields pregame show here in Devils Lake, North Dakota. About a 2-hour drive on the dot for the Magi to make their way over Highway 2 today, straight to the east to take on the Firebirds here on their home ice at Burdick Arena here in Devils Lake. Nick Hulberg alongside of the former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux and former Minot High standout, Mr. Matt Morelli. Again, I'm Nick Hulberg. Thanks for joining us here tonight for the showdown between the Firebirds and the Magi. Let's talk about both of these teams here, Matt, for a moment and look back to last year and what both of these teams are going to bring into the showdown here tonight as these starting lineups take place. This look at the matchup is delivered tonight by our friends at the UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, Saturdays 8:30 to 3. The UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza. Well, first for the Firebirds, they don't bring a whole lot back. A combined 12, 22, 29 total points on the top of their list from last year. They're led by Caleb Schwab, a junior forward who had 10 goals, 2 assists on the season last year. 2 goals, 8 assists for Dayton Ludick. He's a junior forward, and 7 points on the year for the D-man, Connor Brendan. This is a team that, more importantly than any of those numbers up front, loses their all-state goaltender and a kid by the name of Zach White, who was fantastic last year, up for that Mr. Hockey Award and an all-stater. They don't have a whole lot of knowledge of what Brody Forsberg's going to bring to the net, but you told me earlier on tonight that he's a pretty solid goaltender and will be a key here tonight.
He's solid. He's played a lot of the postseason hockey and with the traveling teams, and I've seen him quite a bit. The Devils Lake's always pretty solid in goal. Do they lose some scoring? Sure, but when they played Minot last year, it was kind of like a gritty effort. They seemed to have a big effort from all their, all the way down, up and down the lineup. It wasn't that Minot played bad. It's just Devils Lake kind of just hung around. They hung around. They worked hard. They always come and are going to give you their best. And like a lot of these teams, you can't overlook anybody. We're not in the Grand Forks and some of the Fargo teams. That mentality. We got to show up.
Time to salute our country with the playing of our nation's national anthem. God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. the playing of our nation's national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Well, let's look at the Magi here, Matt, to close out our pregame show tonight, brought to you by Shields. Minot High's got a little bit of a different tail to the tape with what they bring back, led by a pair of All-West Region athletes, and Matt Morelli, a forward, and Jackson Bradley, the D-man. Bradley last year, 6 goals, 20 assists for 26 points. Highlight reel numbers for him last year. And the youngster, Matt Morelli, only a sophomore this year. Last year he had 18 goals leading the Magi, 13 assists and 31 points on the year, but it doesn't stop there. You've got Ben Swangstu, who had 23 points last year. Kilton Esslinger, he had 22. Brock Jones had 25. There's plenty of guys in this lineup for the Magi that can get it done. The big question mark is goaltending here for the Magicians.
Well, I think we're maybe lacking a little bit of experience, so it's going to be a good test these first few games for Minot. You get back to the it's going to be talking to some of these guys just off the record, saying there might be some shootouts this year for Minot, or we're really going to have to buckle down and play some good D.
Time for the opening face-off tonight, delivered by 701 Realty and Andrew Goodmanson. He checked in tonight, and as Andrew Goodmanson would say, what in the world really is a Firebird? Thank you, Goody, for stopping by. Devils Lake is in white here tonight. Minot High's in maroon. We're underway here from Burdick Arena at Devils Lake, North Dakota. Again, Nick Hulberg on the call with Matt Morelli here tonight, live from Devils Lake. Jones is into the offensive zone. Here come the Magi in a 2-on-1. Jones turns and fires. Forsberg with a blocker save early on here tonight, as the puck is held in at the line and sent back down into the corner, where it comes around to the near side. Bounces underneath the goal line now. It's picked up here by the Firebirds, and they try to push it up the near side wall, where Bradley holds it in, gets it back here to Morelli. Top of the slot. He's going to turn towards the net, knocked down, hit by the back of Jones, and it's going to be fired down the ice right in on the goaltender Ostrom. He's down on the pads to play it. Now he looks up ice to fire it through neutral. It's going to hit a player there, and it goes off of Bradley, who pushes forward. Now Bradley, the D-man's into the zone, the offensive side of the ice for the Magi. Tucks it down in behind the goaltender Forsberg. It was Schuster in on the attack, and picking it up here for the Firebirds is Luring. He's underneath the net, but Schuster causing trouble there. Underneath the goal line now, Jersey Abrahamson freed it back to Schuster. Schuster turns it off the wall, bounced away, comes away to the near side wing, and at the point for the Magi, it's held by Radke. Tried to send it down deeper into the zone, and the puck lays freely in the circle down. Taken here by the Birds. They're going to move it away to the far sideline. Regrouped here by the Magi and Aiden Deal, who dumps it back in. Not much of a JV contest earlier on tonight. The road team, the Magi, took care of Devils Lake 13-0 to open up their season. That puck goes up into the protective mesh, and a stop of the play with 15:15 left in our opening period. Nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. And I'm kind of crowding you, aren't I? I'll scoot over just a bit so you can actually see the corner. I felt like we're on, all of a sudden at the high school prom. I just kept getting a little closer and closer to you as I started talking.
It's not that cold up here, so I'm not having to snuggle up yet with you.
It's great to see you and be back on the air for Magi hockey for another season. This is year number 11 for me on the call of the Magi. Always fun to be a part of North Dakota high school hockey and watching these athletes across the state. Take it here. The assistant captain for the Firebirds sends it out to center, where it's retrieved there by the Magi. It's taken here by the Firebirds on the near wall. That's Schleve who drops it down, and it's picked up here by Hansen. He went after it for a moment, left it back in behind, and it comes away to the near side wall, where it's chipped ahead up to center ice off of Brock Matson, but dumped right back in here by the Firebirds as it was sent in from Carson Hansen. 14:36 to play in the opening period. Nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard just yet. First shot on goal for the Firebirds. Tricky one there. Ostrom went down, got a glove on top of it, and he'll hang on tight to it. And Ostrom makes a save with 14:29 left here in our opening period.
I was going to say, Nick, between the ice isn't quite dry behind the net, so a bad break for Eli Hansen there. He was going around the net, and the puck just totally stopped on him. It's not quite, the water's not dry down there.
Puck's taken at center and sent in. That will play a factor. You see it here, Matt. Same thing. Puck went through Devils Lake. Pardon the pun there, as it's going to be taken back behind the net now. And it's worked back away to the far side wall where the Firebirds have it. Here with Isaac Thompson. Taken here by Big Brock Jones. He's looking to have a big season here in his senior campaign. Jones is one of those guys that we talk about as somebody that could really make some big-time damage or create some big-time damage inside the West region for his opponents. 25 points last year, and a big kid. Into the offensive zone. This is Esslinger. Makes a move. Another sends it towards the net, but it was stick checked at the last moment by Brody Parker. Underneath the goal line now. Puck lays there where it's going to be taken here by the Magicians. Sent back down to the corner off of Esslinger. Where's the clear high-tech bubble now here for 2022? Got it back to Jones on the near side. Onto his backhand. Jones tried to feed Esslinger far side. Couldn't do it quite in time. The puck lays at the half wall on the far side wing. 13:24 to play here in the opening frame. Up at the blue line for the Magi. That was Haven Freeman. He's going to have to regroup at his own end as it's Bradley away to the near side. Got it to Morelli, and Morelli's into the zone. Center slot, walks across. Morelli turns and fires. He shoots and scores. Morelli's got the first goal of the 2022 campaign, and the Magi lead 1-0.
Well, you see the pressure of Minot. That line was starting to click quick well there, getting the forecheck. I mean, it's a long game. You just... anything on net is good. Get some shots early in the game. It kind of takes off the pressure off the rest of the team. Let's get loose. Test their goalie early. He's a young goalie too, so there's not a lot of experience there either. But I mean, the sooner you're pouring shots on, putting pressure on, good things happen.
That goal brought to you by our friends at Jersey Mike's Subs. Jersey Mike's is a sub above. Find them on North Broadway in Minot. Jersey Mike's, proud supporter of the PSP Network and our mission of promoting local athletes. And there's one that you're going to hear plenty of times throughout this season. Mac Morelli's got his first of the year. Swankstew's into the zone now. Offensive side of the ice, comes up to the line, and offsides is charged as Deal was right there. Pretty close call.
Close call. But that, I said, you're both these teams. You got to work the nerves out a little bit. I'm sure they're just as nervous too. They've got a lot of young players too. You want to get guys. You need minutes. You got to get minutes to get that experience.
Puck's dumped in down on Forsberg. He sticks it to the side where it's going to be picked up here by the Firebirds. Trying to get out of their own zone. They do now as they skate up to center, and it's taken on the near side wall where Dayton Ludick was ridden off on the play nicely from Jackson Radke. Magi pushed back up to center, and it's taken by the Birds again in the neutral ice zone with a backhand. It's shuffled off the wall on the near side away from Carson Hansen. Gets it back at center ice now, and it's going to lay in the center ice face-off circle. Taken with a backhand and chipped down in behind Ostrom, who didn't see any varsity time last year for the Magi. That's because Noah Conklin played in pretty much every single game of the year. Offensive zone for the Magi. Here's a rush, a drive, and a save. Forsberg goes down and makes the stop as Easton Panasuk came in and unloaded one. There's a new sophomore for the Magi that had his first scoring opportunity in the varsity ranks.
Nice opportunity for Minot there. You don't like to see cross-ice passes very often, but you got to be 100% sure it's going to get through there.
Another shot on goal. That one registered for Panasuk again, and Forsberg made the save. He goes down on those Bryant's pads. The all-white, a little bit of red on him as well here tonight. He's been busy early, and Panasuk's got back-to-back shots, and Forsberg's got back-to-back saves as Minot leads 1-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Do apologize. We know we have some issues here tonight with our scoring system on the PSP Network. We tried and worked all pregame to try to get it fixed. Look out, that puck's up into the seats, and a Souvenir finds a fan here with 11:37 to play in our opening period of hockey. Minot leading 1-0.
I was going to say maybe the guys they're short on game pucks here. The puck went over into the crowd, and the ref went over to the fans and said, "Hey, I need the puck back."
Toss it back in, young man.
Times are tough right now.
Maybe I'll sign one for you afterwards, depending on how many we go through here tonight. Taken by the Firebirds into the offensive zone. They push off the far side wall, and it's Cooper Geffro that got it into the offensive zone there for Devil's Lake, but it's Minot right back out, and they skate forward with Finley Bentz, who takes it into the zone, went cross ice. Taken by the Firebirds. They're back up. It's a 3-on-3 into the zone. 2 trailers for the Magi. Shot on Ostrom. He made a stick save and an easy one there to the corner. And now it's taken here on the near side again by the Magi. And the sophomore Finley Bentz trying to clear it out there for the Magicians. 11 minutes, 4 seconds to play in the opening period. Another drive on goal. Big save. Rebound out in front. Ostrom tested on that one, and a defensive stop came up from the Magi out in front of the net. It was almost 1-1, but diving out in front of that one for the Maroon and Gold. I didn't catch a number on the D.
Haven Freeman.
Thank you very much.
Great block.
Freeman put the body on the line, and here come the Birds again. offensive territory. They bring it here with Brendan Connor, takes it down into the corner. Bradley took it away from him there. Bradley goes high off the glass, rolls it down into the offensive territory for the Magi, but it's the Firebirds with possession. And now they just thrown up the near side wall where it's taken here by Caleb Schwab. He dumps it down to the corner, and then after it for the Magi is Brock Matson. Matson away to the near side, got it back to Jones. Jones now spins it in the zone. He's going to turn the motor on from his own territory, uses the size to go up through center, sent it right to center ice. Taken back by the Firebirds and Ludick moved it ahead as we have a bit of a teeter-totter match now with 10 on the dot to play here in the opening period. Morelli scored first for the Magi here tonight. That's why they lead 1-0. I didn't get the official assists on the goal here at Burdick Arena. We'll get those for you at our break tonight. Morelli turns the motor on. He's back in. Morelli walks, fires. Oh, high riser. Just missed it on the top side on the glove hand corner. Goes back to the far side point. Picked up again by the Magi. Andrew Coleman wraps it around the boards on the near side wing. Goes away now here to Brock Matson. Matson goes in after it. As he sent it down, scrum continues. Matson back at the point. Stick save, rebound out in front. Birds take it. They send it down. And Austin Thompson's going to ice this one down. That icing brought to you by our friends at Planet Pizza. They're open for dinner tonight. 701-852-1700. They will deliver. Planet Pizza brings you the showdown here tonight. The best pizza in the Magic City, in my mind. Planet Pizza proudly serving the Magic City for almost 25 years. It's tasty, isn't it?
Oh, really good. That's good. That's why we look like we do.
Get you a handkerchief there. I see the mouth watering just a bit, thinking of that blue Buffalo. Here's Schuster underneath the net, throws it out in front. Oh, he connected there as it bounced away to Jersey Abrahamson. Comes back away on the near side line, up to the point. Radke bounces it towards the net, knocked down. Firebirds with possession. And Rude's out to center with it. They carry ahead. Now this is Langton. Out of the forehand, turning it down to the corner. Hunter Riggins got it here. Now it's taken away by the Magi. They try to push back up to the neutral ice zone. Firebirds take it back again, and they're going to bring it into Minot High's defensive territory. It's Riggin that brings it underneath the goal line. Taken here by the Magi. Look gone up into the seats. Souvenir finds a fan with 8:40 to play in our opening period. 1-0 Magi are on top of the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Well, the nice thing about these, sometimes having a non-conference game early, is you can experiment a little bit. You don't have, there's not maybe so much pressure. For sure there shouldn't be any pressure on any of them, but coaches are probably a little bit more relaxed. They can try things, try some maybe different combinations, because you know it's not a conference game. You still want to do well.
Here's an opportunity for Jones. He's in all alone. Jones forehand, backhand. Oh, he goes down into the goal. And Jones tripped up, I believe by his own skates, as he went head first into the net. Opportunity was there for Brock Jones, just could not convert.
That was a nice effort. You just, oh gosh, you got to mind out. You're in tight games. You want to take advantage of those. But either way, good play. Minot chips it out. You chip it out of the zone high, anything can happen. Puck takes a kind of an odd bounce. But either way, it's kind of a bad break for Minot. Then we knocked the net off, and now the faceoff comes outside the zone.
What is it about Devils Lake and their goaltenders that just seem to always find a way to have one that's pretty darn good? And Forsberg early on here tonight, even though Jones didn't get the shot registered, looks like he certainly knows what he's doing in the blue paint there. I'll let you think on that for a moment as Esslinger's got it. Fancy move, another. Brings it back to the point. Here's a drive that was knocked down off the skates there of the D-man, Brendan Connor. Minot's got it back in the zone with it now. Morelli, oh, goal post, hit it on the glove side. Clank. Puck comes back away, all the way back up to center, taken by Deal. Minot's going to have to touch up on sides. They do now. Jones is going to take it back in the offensive territory. Goes underneath the net where it's picked up here by the Firebirds, and with it is Caleb Schwab, and Schwab sends it all the way down. Nice opportunity there for Mac Morelli.
Well, if you're thinking like these lines, you get when you have a kid like Brock Jones. I know he put a lot of off-season time in. They said I heard a lot of these guys this summer saying he was going to the YMCA and working all the time, slimming down, getting in good shape. The kid's so big. You got that big reach. He creates so much space. You're playing with a couple smaller guys. That's nothing but going to be beneficial for Minot.
Puck's taken at the line, held in here by the Magi, chipped up off the glass and thrown down for Carter Coleman. Puck away to the far wall at the line, held in there, is losing an edge, was Freeman, comes back underneath only for a moment. Panasuk back in on the forecheck with company, and helping there is Finley Bentz. And it's the Firebirds that have it here. They wrap it around the near wall. Down it comes past Bradley, and icing here with 7:17 to play in the opening period. Minot leads 1-0.
Can you imagine if high school had that rule where you can't change on an icing? Oh boy, would that be there'd be some tired guys out there. I mean, they're lucky in high school they don't have that rule, but juniors on up, you ice the puck, your guys can't come off the ice. Linesman stands right by the bench and says, get back out there. So it's a lucky break. High school, you can ice the puck, but Minot's just applying so much pressure right now.
Comes back up to Bradley at the point. More pressure here. Shot in. Forsberg down onto the pillows. He makes a save. And back to that comment and that question from just a few moments ago. Something about Devil's Lake. They just seem to always have one, whether it's Brady Holman in the goal paint or Holden Kurtz, goaltender last year, and White, who is an all-state player, now looks like Forsberg again. They just see a lot of shots. Is that your answer to that?
I think so. They face a lot of shots. They're getting, when you're a goalie, you want shots. It's like when you're a forward, you want the puck on your stick. Goalies, getting 15, 20 shots a game probably isn't the best for your game and improvement, but when you're taking 30 to 50 shots a game, that's a lot of shots for a high school game, and that's why these guys are good. Devils Lake always has good goalies. They're solid. They just seem one takes off, two take off. Another guy's a freshman, sophomore, and steps right in there.
Minot High in a different situation this year. Player went down into the boards face. First far side, didn't matter. Up, and the shot trickles through the wickets. And the shot comes in, 5-hole for the goal. And the Magi are on the board. Guess who? It's Colton Schuster that's got his first of the year.
That's tough. That's tough break for Forsberg. Those deflections are tough. You can't. You're just hoping your defenseman can clear traffic out in front, so nobody's getting none of the forwards are getting their stick on it. But those are tough. He's still making a bunch of great saves already. There's a lot of game left. Nobody's panicking. I don't think Devils Lake's going to panic. It's like get back to work and let's. If you're Devils Lake, they got to get some offense rolling here.
For Minot High, they bring it right back in. They keep their foot on the gas pedal, in with a high riser. That one over the glove side from Swagstu. It comes back down into the corner with some real estate only for a moment. There is Brendan Connor, and Connor trying to move it free. They do now. Big hit comes there again as it's going to be freed now for the Firebirds. Into the offensive zone they come. Here's a drive that got knocked down off the tape of Carson Hansen. Odd angle shot bounced off the boards. Karams up to the far side line. Sent back down underneath the net from Gaffro. Around to the near side wall where it comes to Caleb Schwab. And now it's taken out in front. High riser. That one over the glove of the goaltender Ostrom off of Thompson. The Magi push to center. And all of a sudden the Firebirds have a little bit of pushback here with 5:56 to play in our opening period of hockey. It's Minot High leading Devils Lake by a score of 2-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Here come the Magi again, up to the far side wing, lead pass. Nice hand-eye coordination, knocked out of the air by Lunik, but the Magi still in with it. Here's Esslinger down to the corner. He battles with Lunik there, and then it's Jones, the big brother, that comes down and takes care of business and moves it off the wall to the far side. Got it back to Esslinger. He goes to work, feeds it away now. Here as the shot comes in. Opportunity was there for Jackson Radke, and he sent it wide of the net. Jones soccered it down, trying to go back to Esslinger. Approaching the 5-minute mark in the opening period. Minot leads 2-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Morelli looking for his second of the contest. Hit the goal post early on here in this one after he scored on the first opportunity for himself here tonight. Pucks away to the near side wing. 1-for-1 scrum taken away here on the wall from Luring, and Luring takes it up off the glass far side. Held in off the wall from Deal. Gets it back to Esslinger. The top unit out for the Magi, working it nicely here with sustained pressure. In with a drive. That one knocked down out in front of the net. Comes back away underneath the goal line now here for Jones. Trying to bump it to Morelli. Taken by the Firebirds, and they do just what everyone in the building was thinking they should do, and they ice it down as Logan Stokey sent that one 200 feet.
Probably the best play for Devils Lake. When you're just getting pressure that you can't handle, it's time for a whistle. Get some fresh bodies out there. The forwards were tired too. As much as you want to stay out there and keep pressuring, you just get so tired. You got to get off and get another group out there. But I mean, it's good. You use all the lines, get them all involved. That's what you want as a player.
from the line. Here's the drive in, and Forsberg goes down onto the pillows. He'll make a save, and a face-off coming to his blocker side here with 4:30 left in our opening period. 2-0 Minot High on top. Winter sports schedule was released last night on the PSP network. I think it's 125 dates that include tournament action this winter season between Minot and Bismarck, with you and I, Matt, along with our friends down in Bismarck, and the gentlemen that do such a great job with their basketball calls, and football calls, hockey calls. Todd Domrey's, Chuck Claremont, Scott Woodmansey. By the way, they're on the air tomorrow night. Chuck Claremont and John Gubbs have high school wrestling, boys and girls, Legacy of Bismarck High tomorrow night.
That's awesome. I mean, you almost need like a personal assistant.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Puck's taken here by Bradley. He'll dump it down into the zone. Came around the far side wall. Eli Hansen in after it. Comes back up to the point. Taken here by the Magi. A drive from the line. That one from Freeman in on goal. And again, Forsberg down. He saw it all the way. And no trouble there for the sophomore netminder for Devils Lake.
But like for you, that's what you revel in. You know, the schedule in the fall when all these high school sports kind of had the warm-ups going with the footballs and the volleyballs, and now you roll into the winters, the hockey and the basketball. I mean, that's right up your alley. You love it.
It's going to be a busy time coming up. Our mission, that one's up into the mesh, by the way. Our mission is to promote local athletes. And we're just happy to do it. See, Midco released their schedule first, then Beck released theirs. We had ours ready to go in the chamber, but we wanted to make sure that we weren't going to double up with anybody in the sense that there's more than one game and more opportunities to have some kids that aren't going to get covered. We'd like to cover those young guys and gals, and that's what we did. And I'm telling you, we're looking forward to it. Such great action coming your way on the PSP network. Freeman's got to come back to get the puck. It's taken away by the Firebirds. Freeman comes up and makes a stop as he got in the way of that one. Another nice block shot here for Haven Freeman.
Good way to sacrifice your body. You got to do it. I mean, it's a dirty job. It just takes kind of you don't always get a lot of recognition for block shots, but boy, that's great to see.
Swangstu dropped it off. That one comes away here to the near side off to Jersey Abrahamson. 3 points for him last year before he was injured towards the midway portion of the year. Look out, Schuster was taken down from behind. No call on that play. Langton got in the back of him, almost hog-tied him there. Schuster wanted the call. He's not getting any love here on the road tonight. Puck's taken down by the Firebirds. No penalties called yet in the hockey game, by the way. They're letting them play here with prison rules tonight to Devils Lake. I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. I like the old school affairs. Into the offensive zone they come now as it's taken underneath the net. Worked away to the near side off of Coleman. Trying to go back away on the near wing. Sent it out in front. Nobody there. Back up to the far point. Taken here by Coleman. Look out. The opportunity was there on the rush the other way for Hansen, but he didn't have a stick. Puck's retrieved by the Magi. Their own territory. Up off the far side wall. This is Andrew Coleman, the junior. Coughed it up out in front. Ostrom comes up. Pad save. Oh, that one went through the goal paint. Had an opportunity there to make it one on the board for Devils Lake that sits with the goose egg right now with the rabbit foot on the side of the Magi. Here's the puck's turned over again by the Magi. Matson trying to clear it out. That time Matson's hauled up. They can't not call that one. Ostrom's going to come off, and here come the Magicians back to center on the extra attacker. Devils Lake touches, and Minot High gets a 2-minute power play with 1:59 left here in the opening period.
Well, I'm no referee, but Devils Lake probably could have had a couple calls there a little earlier in that shift, but they're letting them play is right, but you also got to realize when there's an infraction and it's obvious, the referees need to call it because that's how games get out of hand. These kids are human. There's a lot of energy worked up with these guys. You take it. They get jacked up and they want to go and level somebody, and that's part of it's a physical game. You got to be careful. They got to call what's there.
First power play of the year for the Magi, led by Bradley up top. Now Morelli down low. Esslinger turns and fires blocker side. Just missed. Comes away to Swangstu. And Swangstu looks for his options here on the near side wall. He finds one of them, and it's Bradley at the point. He can rifle it from here if he wants to. Goes back down to Swangstu. He'll walk and fire top shelf. Oh my goodness. How did that one find the cookie jar? Wasn't a whole lot of room there, and somehow Swangstu lights the lamp from deep inside the circle. 3-0 Magi.
It's not a high percentage shot from over on that side, but if you're going to take it, I guess that's the way to prove the low percentage wrong. So either way, it was a nice shot, good way to pick the corner. The main thing is you're going to shoot on the power play. I don't care where you shoot from. Most guys would agree with it. Just hit the net. You miss the net, it's like a breakout for the other team. So you got to put it on net. It's got to be a hard shot, because when you miss the net, all it does is drive everybody crazy.
Power play goal, the first one of the year for the Magi. 100% for them as they light the lamp here. Esslinger right back in, backhand, right in a goal. Forsberg goes down. He'll make the save with a minute 19 left here in this opening period. 3-0. Magicians are on top, but that was an excellent shot there for Ben Swangstu.
He can fire the puck. You saw that last year. He's not afraid to shoot. He's a shooter. He wants the puck on his stick. Does he sometimes maybe make one too many moves? Maybe, but you can't fault his effort. He's out there. He wants to fire it from anywhere, and that, when you're a forward with a goal scorer's mentality, that's what you do.
Magi keep the foot on the gas pedal. But it's the Firebirds to get it to center. This one goes right back in towards the net. Karam toward the goaltender Forsberg. It's thrown out to center. Lead pass was there in. Here comes Schwab, and Schwab's ridden off the plate by Bradley. Well, Bradley moved it away to the near side wing. Talked about him quite a bit last year and his ability to make it look so easy. And Jackson Bradley, with another year underneath his belt, is going to be one of the top players in the state of North Dakota on the blue line. That's undoubtable coming into this 2022 campaign. Takes it off the wall and sends it right back in here. Final 30 seconds in our opening frame here tonight. Minot leading 3-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. And the Firebirds bring it back into the offensive zone there, but it's Bradley that took it away. And now Panasuk goes up to center with it. Taken here by Abrahamson on the near side wing. Picked up by the Magi. They're just going to wear some time off the clock. Bradley had that one hop over his tape. Odengle shot out in front. Oh, big save, Ostrom. His first stop that's really tested him here tonight. And the deadly turnover there results in a stop for the Minot High goaltender. Now we got some extra stuff after the whistle.
Well, I mean, you see that Blaze, when you're talking with Minot, Ostrom, you don't want to get cold. He hasn't had a lot of shots up till this point. So when you do get some opportunities, you got to make it. You got to make them. But like if you're Minot, don't fall into their game. Let's not get stuck with penalties and the stuff, the extracurricular after the whistles. That's like come on, you guys. You got to be better than that.
Radke into the box. The junior D-man continues to jar in the penalty box there with Dayton Ludick, the junior forward. Well, Radke, one of those guys for the Magi. This one off the draw, comes back behind the net, comes away to Panasuk. He tried to flip it ahead forward. Bouncing puck comes there. The horn will sound. And again, one period's complete to finish that thought. Radke, just one of those guys that plays with a little bit of a chip. Gotta like a guy like that from time to time if he can keep it contained throughout the year. And looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the table here this year as more words exchanged between the Firebirds and Magi at the end of the period.
Well, it's typical, like we've been saying. There's not a lot of love lost between these two teams, and that goes back from years ago. You talk about before the game, you think of the old days, and a lot of physical play. But if you're Minot, like you're saying, you like to play with an edge. You like those players that got some grit, sandpaper to their game. But you also got to think too. Use your head, okay? Don't lose your composure over something dumb. Okay, you're playing decent. It was a decent period for Minot. Did we have some problems in our own zone? A few times, but build on the lead. Don't start going into a defensive shell. Be more aggressive, but you got to remember, stay out of the penalty box. We don't need to be killing the rest of the game.
3-0 at the end of one here tonight. Plenty to talk about in our Premier Chiropractic intermission report coming up right around the corner. It's Minot High that leads Devils Lake 3-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Your life is busy. We'll make managing your money easy. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Visit BNC Bank online at bnc.bank. Nice start for the Magi. They lead 3-0. We'll come back and tell you how they've put 3 on the board early on here in the 2022-23 season opener tonight in Devils Lake.
Smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetto Orthodontics.
In southwestern and south central North Dakota, on any given day at any given moment, a Dakota Community Bank and Trust customer is logging in or signing on to do their online or mobile banking. We believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service in-house and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our customers anywhere, like here or here, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Here we go, where they get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 second, 1 second. Doppler rises, right wing, 3, bingo! Oh! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer! Oh! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it!
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus Plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
Oh, easy, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throwing some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.
Three nothing Minot High at the end of one period of play here tonight as the Magi take a lead against a Devils Lake Firebird team coming to the ice for the first time here in 2022. Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli on the call here tonight for our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic focused on improving the health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Premier Chiropractic ND.com. Well, we've got a special guest here tonight in the booth with us. It's the former head coach of the Devils Lake Firebirds, now the assistant coach of the Minot State Beavers. Mr. Dave Zimmerman joins us here tonight. And first things first, Coach, how are you doing tonight?
Good, I'm very good. Tonight is fun to see high school hockey start up.
It's always a great time of the year when high school hockey opens up and the first one of the year. What do you look for these kids here tonight in this showdown?
I just like to see them to be able to mesh. They have some good chemistry and be able to buy to whatever the coaches are teaching them.
I have to ask you this. Your transition from the high school game off to college now with Minot State University, how has that been going for you, Dave?
It's a great experience for me. I love being around college hockey. I know college hockey is different from high school, but it's a fun team to watch.
A lot of fun and some big wins over the weekend. Minot State ranked at the top of the list inside of the ACHA. In your mind, is there any Achilles heel to that team? Is there anything that you guys really need to work on to get better as the season goes?
I think we just need to keep by what we're doing. And I think we have our best hockey in front of us. But at the same time, I just want the team to focus what's in front of the team, not worry about what other teams are doing. But overall, I'm very pleased with the team.
I have to ask you this as well. 15 years with Devils Lake. You graduated from Minot High. You actually got to play with Matt Morelli. What is this rivalry like when you get a chance to see it from the outside in now, not affiliated with either team?
I try to stay neutral because I have loyalty to both teams, so I try to stay in the middle, but sometimes it's not easy to do that.
Always fun to see. Great work with Minot State. Great work with Devils Lake for all those years. And thanks for some time tonight.
Okay, thank you.
That's Dave Zimmerman, former head coach of the Firebirds here at Devils Lake, now the assistant coach of Minot State, a great ambassador for hockey in the state of North Dakota and in the Magic City. Overall, great guy, hands down. Dave Zimmerman, fantastic having a conversation with him here tonight. And I have to just tell you, in all the years and the opportunity talking with Dave with being a person that is deaf and being able to coach hockey at the level that he has been able to do it and do it so well with what he's gotten out of his players, really is just a fantastic story and a fantastic guy across the board. You have any memories of playing with Zimmerman back in your day?
Well, Dave's been around a long time. He's a lot of people don't know how great of an athlete Dave was. He was a stud tennis player and a really good baseball player as well as hockey. Of course, when you have a handicap like your hearing, sometimes it's hard to hear him, and guys would be talking to him. When you're like visiting with him, you've got to slow your talk down. Maybe I'm not really that guy all the time, but in high school you just had to really talk kind of slow and deliberate because he reads lips, and that's how he communicates with you. But he was a wonderful guy. He's got 3-4 brothers. They're all good, really good dudes. And Dave was, he was just a machine in high school, good athlete, always in tip-top shape. Correct me, I'm not quite sure. He either won a state title in tennis or he was a runner-up. I think he won a title. He was a really good tennis player. But funny stories back in high school days, and of course, we'd be back in the Bruce Olson days. bless his heart, he passed away here a few years back, and we'd be having practice, and there'd be some rough practices maybe, and I don't know, I don't want to name names, but one of the announcers might have been smart enough to the coach, and so we started skating, and this is on the line. You guys start skating, and we're skating, and it's just conditioning time, and so everybody's not. You can imagine they're not too happy with the person that did that, and so I think it was one of those drills, conditioning, where if you're the last, you had to finish. If you were the last guy, it was kind of like one of those things where you had to finish under a certain time, down and back under like 15 seconds, something like that, and Dave kept being the last guy. And I couldn't take it anymore. I just lost my head, and I blew up, and I think I just started swearing, went over to him and let him have it. I didn't punch him or anything, but I got right in his face and just said, "You've got to get with it." I said, "This is getting old. This crap is getting old," and it didn't help. We still kept skating for quite a long time, but I let Dave have it, and I think later on we laughed about it, but it might have taken a few years before I said, "Hey, Dave, sorry, I was kind of a moron back in those days, and I thought I was probably bigger than what I was, a bigger player than I was. I was always a good-sized guy, but I was probably, my attitude wasn't the right frame of mind that day. But it made me a better person. Dave was just had such a big heart. You see him around the rink. He loves the game probably more than guys that are currently playing, kids that are playing. He just wants to watch. He likes to look at players. He likes to visit with coaches. He'll come up to anybody, stranger in the rink, and say, "Hey, how are you doing? How's the season going? Let's talk hockey." It's just the way he is.
Fantastic guy. He is also an Olympian. He got to represent the United States with the Deaf Olympics as the head coach of the Deaf Olympic hockey team. Anytime we get a chance to talk hockey with Dave Zimmerman, we like to do it. Well, Premier Chiropractic intermission report's going to go quick here because it's time for our second period. We'll give you a quick recap of the scoring so far in this one. The Magi scored all three in the first period. First one was scored by Matt Morelli. He was assisted by Bradley. That came at 13:08 of the period. Then it was Schuster that had the goal. He was assisted on the play by number 18, Andrew Coleman. It's Colton Schuster's first of the season. And then with a minute 35 on the power play, Ben Swangstu from Bradley and Esslinger to make it 3-0 on the power play. Morelli could have been in on that one as well. That may change here tonight. 3-0 at the end of one period played. Nick Hulberg, Matt Morelli on the call. Thanks for joining us here tonight for our Premier Chiropractic intermission report. Premier Chiropractic focused on improving the overall health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advancements in natural health care today. You can find them online, premierchiropracticnd.com. Minot Highs in maroon tonight, traveling from the right to the left here in the second. Devils Lake from the left to the right to the whites here tonight. Minot dominated the opening period of play. The official shots on goal have Minot at 13. And Devils Lake at 8 in that opening period, and the 8 might have been a little bit generous coming from the official scorekeepers here tonight.
Seems a little high, but I'll tell you what, we're on the road. We won't argue with him.
Ostrom will take it. He's got his first varsity start in the blue paint tonight for the Magi. Here come the Magicians. They're on the power play here for the next minute 35 as the puck's taken up top. Here by Bradley. Works it across. Morelli's got it. He'll walk in. Puts it right into the belly of a defender there, and that one stung and had to have. Now they don't have numbers on the sides of the arms here for the Firebirds, so I can't tell you who it is. Excellent play, however. Here's a drive back door. Oh, my goodness, another one. Esslinger to Swangstu, his second power play goal, and the Magi lead 4-0, cooking like a well-oiled machine.
Well, I'll tell you, you move the puck well, and good things, you're rewarded for good things. That was just a tic-tac-toe play. You can't blame Forsberg on that one. That's a tough. You could have had two goalies in, they probably wouldn't have stopped that. Devils Lake, they probably just got to stay out of the box. I don't think you want to get into a showdown of power play versus special teams versus Minot. They're probably maybe just you're already struggling right now. You need a break. Devils Lake's just got to get it. They've got to get something generated down at Minot's end.
That goal on the power play, the second power play goal for Swangstu here tonight, comes with 15:43 remaining And it was Swagstu from Esslinger and Morelli on the goal to make it 4-0 in favor of the Magi. They're off and buzzing here tonight. That goal brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. Don't forget to vote for this week's Player of the Week, brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. Jersey Mike's is a sub above. Well, here come the Firebirds up to center ice with it now. They bring it into Minot High territory where Deal was back to retrieve. Goes up off the wall from Hansen. And now Hansen scrubs for it there. He had some help coming off of Jersey Abrahamson's tape. But the puck is tied up inside the blue line where the Firebirds take it, move it into the offensive territory. That one down behind Ostrom. Back in behind the net. Puck lays at the goal line down. Crowd again to start our second period. I'll shuffle to my left to give you a little more room here, Mr. Morelli. Did the same thing in the first.
I know we're friends, but
it's that new cologne. I just wanted you to smell it. Puck's taken here by the Magi up to Colton Schuster again. That one hopped over his tape, and Schuster in on the forecheck here. Puck comes up to center. Now for the Firebirds, they move forward with Brody Parker. Parker's in, sends it in. Oh, went off his skates and into the net. Parker shot it, rebound came out, and Caleb Schwab puts it in off of the deflection, and now it's 4-1. Devils Lake is on the board.
Tough break for Ostrom there. It went off of my player. He made the initial save. So that's kind of a you're going to have those. That's going to happen. I mean, if you're Minot, you keep your game plan up. Be aggressive. Be smart. Make the simple plays. I think Minot, you just got to be a little bit better in your own zone, like we've kind of talked about. Everything starts from the back end going forward. Clearing the puck, making good, crisp passes. You have to do that at this level.
Goal's going to belong to Caleb Schwab. He put that one into the net. And we've got ourselves a 4-1 hockey game as the Firebirds are on the board for the first time here tonight. 14-15 left here in the second period of play. Puck's taken here by the Birds. They're trying to clear the zone again. Bouncer comes back up to the blue line where it's going to be taken by the Magi. Back in with it. Here comes Panisuk. Fancy move. Always in with it. Shoots. Oh, what a save. Forsberg went down and made the stop there after Panisuk put on a little bit of a clinic with the stick handling. It fired into the catching mitt.
One thing with Panisuk, he's got great hands. He's a small kid. He's young, but he's got a good set of skills with his puck handling. He works hard. He's really like a lot of the Minot guys. They want a taste of it. They want to get out there. They want minutes. That's what you need. You need that experience. They want action. Sometimes having a lead is a good thing because the guys down the lineup are going to get to see some extra ice time, and that's what you want. They should. They deserve it. They're working just as hard as anybody else on the bench. Let's get those guys on the third and fourth line because you can't win with two lines. You play these tougher teams down the road, the Eastern teams, the Legacies and Centuries. It's going to be a grinded. It's going to be a battle. I mean, it's going to be some tough. Going to come down to that third period.
Going to have some gas in the tank. There's a shot on goal. Ostrom made the save. It's underneath the net now, and it's going to be taken here by the Magi. They try to clear it out here with Coleman, and Carter Coleman goes up to center where Panisuk left it there on the doorstep for Andrew Coleman. Into the offensive zone, it comes down in deep. Sent down in front. Bouncer's going to come back up to the line. Rister coming in. Oh, look out. That one from Coleman twisted wide of the net. Taken there off the stick of Carter Coleman. There's Andrew Coleman, that's spelled Kohlman, the junior D-man, and Carter Coleman, Coleman, the sophomore forward for the Magi, not to be confused. And I'll work on making sure to give you the first names when those gentlemen are on the ice here tonight. 13-26, playing our second period, 4-1 Magi. On top of this one, Swagstu with a pair of power play goals. Morelli with a couple point night. He opened the scoring here tonight. Here's Jones with it now. Jones fires it on. Forsberg makes the stop. And Colton Schuster's got the other goal on the night, just for the record. Forsberg, another save. There were 13-15 to play in the second.
He'll finish with a lot tonight. We know that. And that's good for Minot. Get offensive, think positive, make good plays, have good habits out there.
Puck's taken here by the Firebirds. They're going to try to move it up to center with Dayton Ludick. Comes away to the far side wall. Goes off of Jackson Radke. Morelli sweeps it away on the far side wall. Goes back up to Jones. And now Jones has Morelli 2-on-1 with Esslinger. There's a trailer for the Birds. Into the zone comes Morelli. Drops it off. No look pass. Oh, Jones put it on net. Big waffle board stop from Forsberg. Puck's underneath the goal line. Esslinger goes back to work with it now. Esslinger looking for the outlet. He's hounded heavily down to the corner. On top of him was Thompson. And Austin Thompson couldn't get a handle on it. Comes back away up to the point where Esslinger fired one towards the net. Was knocked down. And Esslinger's got it here again as he sweeps it up the wall. Taken here by the Magi. They bounce it back forward. Here comes Jones. Oh, they've got a streaker on the far side. Left in front all alone. Here's a drive. Big save. Rebound shot on. Right towards the goal line. Is it in the net or is it on the blue paint? It's going to be outside of the goal mouth. And the stop was made from Forsberg as Jackson Radke almost made it 5-1.
Well, nice try there. Good play by Mike. You don't see many 2-on-0s in hockey, but I mean, it's like you want to convert those, but also get a shot on goal, make a good effort. I mean, that's the way it is. You're gonna, it's a learning experience. You're gonna get some time under. It's only the first game of the year, so like I said, think positive. Get it where you're thinking the right way and making the safe play. You don't have to be fancy in this game, but just make the simple play when you need to.
Well, I think the West region probably on notice already. Here's a drive, save, rebound out in front. Tall battling and scrumming for that one out in front of the net for the Magi. Trying to tuck one in was Abrahamson off sides now here on the Magicians. Under 12 to play in the second, 4-1. Bonnet High leads here. I would have to assume that the West Region coaching staffs probably already knew that Jones, Morelli, and Esslinger were going to be some of the talked about players from the Maroon and Gold this year, but the way that they've worked the puck here tonight has been very impressive. What they've generated with shots on goal so far here in this hockey game. Puck's taken here by the Firebirds. They fired all the way down. There's an icing. That icing brought to you by our friends at Hub International Insurance. For all your personal insurance needs, Hub International Insurance. Dave Zimmerman was a doubles tennis champion.
I was close. I knew it was one of the two. I just couldn't remember which one. But yeah, he was a dude in tennis.
Anytime you can win a championship, I don't care what it is. Even that time that you won the underwater marble stacking championship down at Rice Lake, that was a big deal. Puck's taken here by Bradley. Only joking, of course.
I wouldn't have thought anything quite like that, but you're right on track.
Taken by Swagstu. He looks for the hat trick here tonight. Well, you can ask the deals how big of a deal tennis actually is. And, man, there's some athletes, and you got to be in shape to play that game, boy, let me tell you. Puck's taken down to the far side corner, taken by Swagstu. He's going to come back to center with it, and Swagstu's ahead, 2-on-2 into the zone. Swagstu fired into Forsberg's pads. He'll hang on to it with 11:07 to play here in our second.
Well, a little bit more wide open this second period, at least in the last few minutes anyway, and I think if you're Devil's Lake, I think you want to slow it down. I don't think they want to get into an end-to-end game with Minot, but you got guys like Svangstu. He's going to shoot, which is good. If they're going to get in the way, let all the better. Make him pay. But I mean, Forsberg's seen a lot of pucks already, and we're not even halfway through the game.
How much energy does that young man have in the tank early on in the season? The game has changed so much from the time that you played back in the 80s and my time even in the early 2000s. So many more players now playing and involved in the summer hockey and the traveling teams and the camps that take place all summer long. If you come into a varsity hockey season not in shape, there's only one person to blame for that. And I would guess that the way Forsberg's looked early on here tonight, I don't think energy is going to be a big factor. Matson, big time hit, fires one on, and missed the net just wide of the blocker's side as the puck comes down underneath the goal line. Tied up in deep, Firebirds trying to clear it out here. Pinching at the line, the Magi comes back up. And it's fired back towards the net by Johannes, and it's underneath the goal line where it's Eli Hansen that has it. He drops it down to the corner. Radke goes in after it, and Radke hits the brakes and moves it back underneath the goal line. He's got some help coming from Carter Coleman. Radke still scrumming for it. He's out with it. Radke onto his backhand, his forehand, right underneath the net. Still wet underneath that goal. Some reason not freezing the way it should behind both of these nets here tonight. Comes back away here. Panasuk fires towards the net. Oh, stick save. Puck comes back away out to center. The bouncer is going to be wrangled by Deal, and Deal's got company. Trying to move it back away there. And right on top of him was Dayton Lunick. Delayed call coming on the Firebirds. And now a roughing call coming here. No, they're going to call it a holding call. I'm not exactly sure what the call is. They might have two of them coming here, Matt, I do believe.
That could be. You don't see it very often, but I don't know if we got one too. It must have been both of them.
Well, Deal's going to the box. 2 minutes for a holding call. The initial call was a roughing. I thought Minot, look at. Oh, please.
Okay, that's kind of odd. If you'd have said before the game, prop bet, Aiden Deal is going to get a penalty tonight, I would have said, I'm not doing it. It's so rare when he gets a penalty, but that almost looked like there should have been, both of them should have gone there. But
well, there was a lot of miscommunication on the ice because the Minot High netminder at Ostrom came flying off the ice surface thinking that was a penalty on the Magi, as did I. And then all of a sudden, I think the call changed midway through. Backdoor, give it go was there, but Thompson couldn't pull the trigger. Isaac Thompson right on top of it, comes back away now here to Schwab, turns and fires, stick save from Ostrom. Yeah, if Devils Lake would have had the puck, they would have had an empty net to shoot at. Ostrom had the best look at it from where he's at in the blue paint for the Magi down in deep. Puck's taken here with under 9 to play in the second period. 4-1 Magi. First power play of the game here for the Firebirds. Minot High 2 for 2 on the power play. First power play of the night here for Devils Lake, and they've got possession in their offensive territory, but Jones tried to change that. So is Esslinger. He'll take it and fire it all the way down, and Hilton Esslinger sends it to the other end of the ice here. Underneath the goal line, shorthanded. Esslinger's going to try to wrap it out from back in behind. He's hauled up on the play, comes to Morelli, and Morelli just shifts it down the glass underneath the goal line where Minot High goes for some fresh legs. Morelli causing trouble here on the penalty kill. Look at him, shorthanded, down underneath the goal line he goes, and Morelli's going to take it here. His brother playing in the American Hockey League for the Hershey Bears, currently leading Hershey in points with 11 on the season. Not too shabby for the former Minot High Magician. Minot Minotoro and Forgo Force standouts. Puck's taken here by Matson back in his own defensive territory. He goes to work down and deep. He's got Morelli with him at the half wall on the far side. Bouncer goes out to center. And we're down to 17 seconds of power play time remaining here for the Firebirds on their first man advantage of the hockey game. 7:39 to tick away here in the second period. Taken there from Minot High back end, and Matson, he fired it all the way back out to neutral. You can hear Ostrom slapping that stick on the ice. That's to alert his Magi. The Deal's out of the box. Here come the Firebirds up into the rafters. That one goes, and a stop of the play as the puck was on a play with 7:23 to play here in the second.
Well, that's a good kill by Minot. You've got the lead, but don't just sit on it now. You've got to be smart. Like we talked about the dumb penalties. I don't think Minot takes a ton of bad ones, but like you want to be aggressive. Just play within your capabilities. Don't get crazy. Don't fall into the extracurricular after whistles. Usually doesn't come to Minot's favor.
Puck's taken here out in front of the Minot High net. Bradley's got it again, and Bradley from the far side brings the puck up to center. Bradley's on the move. Has some company with him. Look at Bradley go coast to coast all the way down into the slot and came. Firebirds taken away, and now we've got a transition game back and forth as the Birds have it again with Larson, and Larson just dumps it down right in behind the Minot High net. Larson back in after it there for Devils Lake. It comes all the way up to the point. Carson Hansen shuffled it down, but here come the Magi. Swangstu back up to center with it. Comes back away on the near side wall. It's taken here by Eli Hansen, and he'll dump it down. And Minot High gives chase. 6:37 to play in the second. Minot leading by 3 at 4-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. BNC Bank brings you North Dakota High School athletics on the PSP network. Freeman from the far line dumps that one off the glass. Down to the corner it comes, and in after it is Luring. The junior D-man's got it, turned over. Minot High out front, shot on goal, save, rebound, and Forsberg shuts the door again. Look out, now we've got some extra stuff brewing right inside the Devils Lake blue paint. And hockey players will be hockey players even on the first night of the year in an East First West showdown.
It's not worth getting into that type of game. Just play smart, play hard. Physical play, we love seeing great body checks and gritty play, but it seems like after the whistle, it seems like high school hockey, there's always something going on. You just really don't need that. It takes away from the flow of the game.
Puck settled here by the Firebirds now as they move it back out to neutral ice. Little spin move came from Caleb Schwab, leading point getter from last year that returns here this year. 12 points for him on the season in his sophomore campaign. Puck off the wall, the near side wing. Scrum 4 here. They continue to work on it. Puck comes back away now to the Firebirds, who try to gain offensive possession in the offensive zone. This one whistled in from center, a high riser off the tape there of Langton. Comes back away to the far side point now where Brendan Connor has it again. Minot High clears the zone with it. Ping pong match, back and forth. Birds come back in with it. This is Brody Parker. Minot High regains possession. Now they push to center, and here comes Patasuk again. Patasuk up the near side wall looking for the outlet, tried to fire it across the middle. Hit traffic there and underneath the net now. Minot High's third, fourth line, whatever this may be, goes to work. Fired it on from the near side line from Deal. Comes underneath the goal now where the Magicians have possession. Patasuk out front, backhand. Oh, went through the goal mouth and just wide. That yawning goal was there, and Patasuk almost made it 5-1. Comes back away now here to Deal, moves it forward into the offensive zone for the Magi. Carried ahead, Jackson Radke down to the corner. Radke, right-handed shot, hits the brakes, tried to spin it up the wall to the near side. This one's going to be flipped up to center and into the offensive zone. It comes down for Dayton Lunick, and Lunick's got it down in deep behind the Minot High net. Lunick takes it for a Sunday stroll all the way around the offensive zone. It's taken away here by the Magi. Going to work there is Finley Bentz, and Bentz gets it into the zone where Patasuk chases in after it, but it's the Firebirds that play keep away. Underneath the goal line now here with 4:17 to play in the second. Minot dominating here tonight. They lead 4-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Puck right in front of the Devils Lake bench where it's going to be set down underneath the goal. Devils Lake under the direction of Tate Arneson here in year number 2 for the Firebirds. Minot High with John Graba, Jason Bennett in year number 9 for the Magi. Time really flies, doesn't it?
No kidding.
Puck's taken here on the near side wing. Comes back away for the Magicians at center. They dump it ahead forward. 2014 was the year that they took over. 2014 into 15. They won the state championship for the first time since 1992. Does that math add up? It might not. Here come the Magi back into the offensive territory. Firebirds now bring it back the other direction into Minot High's territory. There's a big hit from Jones. Puck's free on the far wall for Matson. Matson shuffles it up off the glass, and the Magi push to center again. Jones in a scrum at neutral ice. Comes back away now to the skates of Matson. He doesn't know it's there. Somehow he finds it and pokes it free. That slap shot hit traffic. This is a physical hockey game brewing right now, Mantis. There's a little extra on every play, it seems. Jones sends it ahead. Esslinger all alone. Fires one on. Fancy work there. Forsberg made the save. And the puck's free to the near side wing as Devils Lake clears out to center again where Bradley goes after it. Bradley forward. This is Morelli in. This is a 2-on-1. Morelli at the end of a shift. Oh, tried to take it. Top shelf. Hit the side of the pipe and up and over the net into the protective mesh with 2:40 to play here in the second. Still 4-1 Magi.
Well, I mean, Minot's had some solid chances. It could be worse. They've had some big saves by Forsberg. I think Morelli was looking for maybe a 2-on-1 there. He was maybe waiting for Esslinger to maybe break to the net, but it was towards the end of his shift. He was probably tired. They've had some solid chances. Just got to be careful. You miss the net, it's wrapping around the boards and going out. And it's opportunity for Devils Lake going the other way. You got to hit the net. You know, shoot from wherever you want, but just make sure it's on net with the rebound for somebody.
Puck's fired in. That one goes just wide away to the far side wing. Underneath the goal line it comes now where it's going to be scrum 4 here. 2 for 2, make it a 2 for 3 now as the Firebirds have an extra man in. Down in deep there for the Magi scrumming for it. Got Schuster down and low. Sorry, make that 25 rather. My apologies. Tegan Strand in there. Scrumming for the puck down in deep. Puck's freed here to the near side. Freeman had it only momentarily. Now it's going to be pushed to center. Comes back away down to Bradley only momentarily as it's getting a bit sloppier here from time to time in this first game of the year. 2-minute mark here in the second. Underneath the goal line, it comes now away to the far side wing. Firebirds in after it, trying to get the puck out of their own end here on their break-on play. They just flip it up off the glass and take a breather for a moment as Freeman's back with real estate. Freeman goes up the near side wing into the offensive zone. Magi are back in with it. Puck's taken away here for the Firebirds. Lead pass up. Oh, breakaway all by himself. Isaac Thompson in, fired. Ostrom with a big-time stop. And Ostrom slams the door on the breakaway opportunity with 89 seconds left here in the second.
Well, that's what you like to see. That's what you want out of your goaltender. Hasn't faced a ton of action tonight, but boy, when you have a breakaway, you're facing a breakaway and come up big like that, you got to make those kind of make the ones you should, and maybe a few that a few of the tougher ones that you don't expect to make.
Mono that time, and Ostrom shut the door. Puck's away here to the near side, back up to the line. Or did we have a goaltending change here, Matt? I believe we may have. I do apologize.
You're right. Sorry, it's not Blaze.
It's Toby Strand that now is in the blue paint here for Minot High. Well, that goes to show you Strand's going to cover this one up. It goes to show you how much action has been in the Minot High end. Didn't even know what goaltender was in there as they made the change at the end of one period played here tonight.
Well, and I don't even know if they said it. We didn't hear it, but I don't think they said it. So we'll give the Devils Lake PA crew the benefit there, but we didn't even know. We just know that Ostrom has a black helmet.
Strand is in the blue paint. There's the 1 minute mark here for period number 2. Puck's going to be rifled towards the net. Comes back up. Shot on goal, saved from Strand. Rebound loose on in front. And the puck comes back away now underneath the goal line. Swanks to scrumming for it there, but it's taken here by the Firebirds as they've got a spark of energy. Shot comes in, nets off its moorings, and a stop of the play with 40 seconds to play here in the second.
Well, I think it might not get out of this period. It's been a lot of kind of, not say bad play in our own zone, but just kind of sloppy play. We'll call this that, and it's not just us, but that's usually leads to bad things. Playing your own end, you've got to be crisp, clean coming out, pucks on tape, not all over the place. We're kind of having, I know it's first game, it's going to happen.
34 seconds to tick away here in the middle frame tonight from Devils Lake. Minot High scored first. They got the first 3 tonight. Pair of power play goals. They lead 4-1. Another shot comes in there. Forsberg makes another save, and Forsberg's got the stop. By the way, we want to tell you that Prestwich Orthodontics specializes in braces, Invisalign, and Spark Clear liners for all ages. We offer free consultations and financing options that make it easy to take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit minotbraces.com today to get started with your free virtual consultation. Prestwich Orthodontics of the Magic City. Big thank you to Prestwich for their continued support of North Dakota High School athletics. Taken by Bradley on the near side wall. Got it up to Morelli. Final 4 seconds. Needs to fire. Horn's going to sound in a second here. That's how we get through our first 2 periods of play tonight. And there is a penalty at the end of our second stanza. Is down on his backside, down in the corner for Minot High, I believe, is Morelli. He is, and there's going to be a call at the end of the period. I missed what happened down there.
I think it was just kind of battling for the puck, and the Devils Lake guy kind of threw something at the end there, maybe an elbow. I think Minot will be on the power play to start the third.
Well, that will be the case. The Magi leading 4-1 will get a power play to start the third period of play. First, plenty to talk about in our Premier Chiropractic intermission report coming up right around the corner. Premier Chiropractic ND focused on improving the overall health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Find them online, premierchiropracticnd.com. It's Premier Chiropractic bringing you our intermission here tonight. And the Magi off and rolling here in the opening matchup of the season. They lead 4-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Matt and I will break it down when we come back to Verdict Arena here in Devils Lake, North Dakota. 4-1 at the end of 2. It's North Dakota High School hockey here on the PSP Network.
Finding the right bank can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair. Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
I'm a grateful person on a lot of levels. I've been given so many great opportunities. But most of all, even as a little kid, I was taught a set of values. Like tools for life, hard work, responsibility, and the key to making it all work, commitment.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Ackerman Esvold, your neighbors, friends, and family who are working for you. The local team with local availability and accountability for all of your engineering, architecture, environmental, transportation, and land development needs. Your project can rely on Ackerman Esvold. Find them online at ackermanesvold.com. When you start your project, talk with Ackerman Surveying and Associates. Our experienced surveying team guides you in the right direction with planning, platting, and lot and boundary surveys. The trusted name in land surveying, the trusted name in architecture and engineering is Ackerman Surveying and Ackerman Esvold. Find them at ackermanesvold.com.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you have the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for
Forward with Brody Parker. Parker's in, sends it in. Oh, went off his skates and into the net. Parker shot it, rebound came out, and Caleb Schwab puts it in off of the deflection, and now it's 4-1. Devils Lake is on the play. However, here's a drive back door. Oh my goodness, another one. Esslinger to Swanks to his second power play goal, and the Magi lead 4-0, cooking like a well-oiled machine. Milwaukee fire, top shelf. Oh my goodness, how did that one find the cookie jar? Wasn't a whole lot of room there, and somehow Swanks to lights the lamp from deep inside the circle. 3-0 Magi. Ball, and the Magi are on the board. Guess who? It's Colton Schuster that's got his. Well, there you see some highlights from our matchup tonight to this East vs. West showdown. Minot High leading Devils Lake 4-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Welcome back into our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic focused on improving the overall health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. You can find Dr. Kirk Mason, Dr. Cody Haugen, and Dr. Becky Perry-Domries at PremierChiropracticND.com. Nick Hulberg sitting alongside of former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, Mr. Matt Morelli. Matt, overall, your thoughts on this game so far? Minot High showing some promise here early on tonight, but this one far from over with 17 minutes left here tonight.
Well, I mean, you're right. There's a lot of time left. I mean, don't give Devils Lake any opportunity to think they have a chance. Like the Minot, get the next goal, put them out of their, put the game away, get these other guys down the lineup some minutes they need. That's how they get experience, and that's how they improve their game. You have to use everybody. You want to use everybody, and that's with your Minot. You've had some great chances. We've had a lot of chances. We missed the net. We have almost 40 shots, and it Forsberg is keeping him in. He's playing a good game. He's solid in there. He's getting tested left and right. But if you're Minot, don't just sit back on a 3-goal lead. Get more aggressive. I think you like I said, keep making the plays. There's a few times Minot's passed up some nice chances to shoot. Also. And like when you're playing those solid teams, when you're playing the West Region rivals, it's got to be clean. You need clean hockey, mistake-free. You can't give the really solid teams opportunities because they'll make you pay. That's just not. And Devils Lake they're young. They've got good things ahead of them for Devils Lake. You're in the East Region. You're in the gauntlet.
Yes.
I mean, could it get any tougher for Devils Lake? I mean, yeah, did they have a struggle last year? Sure, but Minot, we had some games too where we were on our heels too against the top teams. So you play the good competition. It's only going to make you better in the long run. You want that. You want the best from whoever you're playing, and it's you go on the road. The only tough thing for Minot, we have such a long stretch between the next game till the next game. I wish there was somehow, I'd like to find the scheduler and say, what were you thinking on that? It's been 2 years in a row now where you play a game, then you don't play for 2 weeks. And I guess I don't know how you do it. You got to just say, I guess maybe that's high school hockey. I know in some schools they have games this weekend. I know Bismarck Legacy plays Friday, Saturday of this week. Granted, it's Thanksgiving week. I don't know. We don't want to bang on them and say, what are they doing? But it's just, you wish Minot had maybe a game like early next week.
In between there,
just to kind of keep the juices flowing, keep the guys hungry. Those practices are great, but after so many practices, guys get a little wound up. They want action. They want action against guys that are not in Minot.
Yeah, not in the same color.
That's right. Not maroon and gold guys. They want to dole out some punishment on other players, and we'll just say it. Good clean fun, of course. But all in all, a good performance from Minot. You just get in good habits. It's easy for us to say we're not out there, but I guarantee you, the coaching staff is saying, "Listen, you guys, we've had some sloppy plays. It hasn't hurt us. We've got lucky, but we can't. We've got to learn from that." And we've got to fine-tune the game as we move forward going into the next game.
Taking a look at the East Region coaches poll from the start of the campaign this year, the coaches in the East Region pick Grand Forks Red River as number 1, Fargo South Shanley as number 2, Fargo North predicted 3rd. Grand Forks Central at number 4. Davies at 5. West Fargo Cheyenne at 6. Fargo, the Packers, West Fargo Packers, that is, at 7. Park River at 8. Devils Lake at 9. Mayport CG not playing a varsity schedule. They're down at the bottom at number 10. In the West region, you take a look at it here. Legacy's the team to beat according to the coaches. They're number 1, Minot number 2, Century at 3, Mandan at number 4, Jamestown at 5, the Demons from Bismarck at 6. Dickinson, followed by Botno, Rugby, Williston, and then Hayes and Beulah. Is there any real argument in your mind here, Matt, that the top 4 inside of the West region this year with Legacy, Minot, Century, and Mandan, according to the coaches? You know that Stockert's going to have the Blue Jays going. It seems like the Demons, no matter what kind of year they're having, are always there at the end of the season.
For sure. I think you take the top 3-4 teams. It's like the old saying, no particular order. It's whoever gets hot at the right time, especially that last month stretch, or not even, you want to be playing at, it's like you want to peak at the right time, but you want to go in there with confidence too. You can't have a ton of losses early in the year that can come back to hurt you, but be healthy. It's kind of like you've got to be lucky to be healthy. Nobody wants to see kids get hurt, whether it's our team or the opposing team. You want to play the best at their top, at their full health, and guys are feeling good. So you want to go into that second half. The high school season is so short; it goes by so quick. It's too bad they couldn't figure out a way to play about another 6 more games.
Yes.
I always think to myself, I say, self, why couldn't the high school program somehow collect money? Just say to the parents, listen, all your parents, it's going to cost X amount of dollars to play an extra 5 to 6 games. Every parent would say, let me grab my checkbook. They would do it. They'd do it in a heartbeat. They want more games. It's just, 21, 22 games. It just seems like an injustice in high school hockey to play only that many. I wish we could play a little more, but either way, it is what it is. You make the best of it, but let's the season, you got to get on a roll. Get on a roll, get hot. Start off and getting good habits so that when the season gets into the thick of it and you're playing the top teams towards the end, things go in our favor.
Yeah, on your point, I mean, the way that the season happens, before you know it, it's the shotgun start, and then the next thing you know, all of a sudden you're looking around going, it's already WDA tournament time, and that's why being at your best throughout the year is such a key factor. Tonight, certainly Minot High has looked pretty good here. They're in their maroon uniforms traveling from the left to the right. It's Devils Lake and their whites moving from the right to the left for the third. We're underway, 22 seconds in. Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli on the call. Thanks for joining us tonight here on the PSP Network. In this broadcast presentation that's brought to you in part by our friends at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, let Roger Ward Moving and Storage help you with your moving and storage needs. Find them online today, roger-ward.com. Penalty was drawn at the end of the period. That's the second. Minot High ends up on the power play for the third time here tonight. They're 2 for 2, and Bradley's got it at the point. Sent it in. Nice diving play there. Look at this play generated here by the Firebirds, making the stop and then bringing it to the other end of the ice. Caleb Schwab turns and fires up over into the protective mesh. Over the glass it went, and Toby Strand was on top of that one. But it's Devils Lake 1 minute in with an offensive rush on their power on their penalty kill.
Well, you talk about little things, okay? You're on the power play. It wasn't a real good power play for Minot. We'll be generous and say it was not real good, okay? It could, with keeping it it's a family program here. If you don't make good passes on a power play, it's going to be exactly that. No shots. Minot didn't. You got to make quick decisions, smart. You've got the advantage, but boy, you can't get lax out there. If you're going up against Devils Lake, what's going to be like against the top teams and the Eastern teams? It'll be even tougher.
Puck on the far side wall. Taken here by Hansen. Moves it underneath the goal line now. He goes to work with it. Back to the far point. Deal's going to try to shuffle in here. Deal's going to get it back at the line. Goes back over to the far side wall. Make that Abrahamson rather. And Abrahamson's got it now at the half boards. Dropped it underneath. Comes now to Hansen underneath the goal line. That puck stuck in the water down low underneath the goal line. Comes back up to the line. Radke's got it. Turns and surveys. Fires it towards the net. And the stop was made from Forsberg. He's been big here tonight. Shots are 36-16 at the end of 2 periods played. And it's Forsberg that's been busy big time here in this one. Puck comes back away, bottom of the circle, near side. Minot High goes to work here with Eli Hansen, tried to shuffle it across, and it was broken up there at the last moment. Nice play from Jacob Luring. Underneath the goal line now, we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here at Burdick Arena in Devil's Lake. Puck on the far side wall. Deal held it only momentarily, and now up to center it comes. Radke gets a stick on it. Deal's going to get it back. That puck stopping everywhere on the ice surface. This ice just not quite set up here for this third period of play. Strand out of the net to play it. He fired it forward. Take it right back and dump down into the near side corner from Isaac Thompson. And Devil's Lake is in on the forecheck, but it's Minot High with a breakout. And they move it up to center ice as they carry into the offensive zone. Quick drive on goal came there off of Carter Coleman, and Coleman just shot it wide. Puck's underneath now as it comes back away on the near side boards. Back up. Matson was waiting for it, but he's going to have to move out of the zone because the Firebirds step in on a 3-on-2. Back in behind the net to pick it up here for the Magi. Andrew Coleman's in after it, and Coleman moves it away here to the near side wing. Look out, turnover. Here's a drive shot. They scored. Right to the stick it comes of Hunter Riggin, and Riggin buries that one home to make it 4-2. And the Firebirds with a big-time goal early on here.
Well, we talked about the next goal, and you get back to just going back before this goal. You're reminded you're on the power play. It wasn't real successful. You feel like the coach is saying, hey, listen, you guys, how about don't go behind the net? The ice is still wet. You can't even handle it back there. They probably need to let a few more minutes roll by to set up or get the squeegee out and say, we got to get this ice water spread out. But Minot's got to get back to thinking defensively. That's that'll be the success for you, is how we play in our own end.
Hunter Riggin with his first goal of the season, and now the puck's going to be taken here, and offsides is called. We've got ourselves a 4-2 hockey game. I said at our Premier Chiropractic intermission report that this one was far from over, and if Devil's Lake could find another one here, Matt, that's certainly going to change the entire mood and tempo to this hockey game, because within two right now, it's Minot High that, even though they've successfully outshot Devil's Lake 36-13 through 3 periods of play, it's Devil's Lake that's got themselves one shot away from really being back in this hockey game. Underneath the net, far side. Morelli's got it down low. Morelli on the backhand, shuffled it back over here to Freeman. And Freeman shuffles it ahead up the near side wall, off to Jones, trying to move it away on the near side wall. Puck comes back away, top of the circle, defensive zone for the Magi. Firebirds going to work. Riggin had the unassisted goal coming at 13:56 of this third period of play, and we've got ourselves a 4-2 game. Puck away to the far wing. Morelli tried to clear, couldn't quite do it there. Comes back down in deep. Caleb Schwab in after it. Goes back away to the far point, bouncing puck. Now it's out to center. Here comes Morelli. He's with Esslinger. Esslinger's into the zone with it, hits the brakes, looks for the outlet, fires it in. Forsberg made the stop. Morelli was on the back doorstep. Nice play from Kelton Esslinger, and Forsberg with an even nicer save to make sure there was no rebound given.
Well, not a bad play, but like Minot, if you're the defense from Minot's D, we got to realize you can't just throw it up the wall. Okay, that's a tough play for a forward. You're standing on the wall and you throw it up, and you're not there yet. That's plays that they have to get better at, because the Devil's Lake defensemen are just playing. They're just waiting for that puck.
Puck's out in front. Neal was taken down on the play. Puck comes back in behind the net where it's taken up off the wall and shuffled away from Radke here on the near side. Give all the credit here to Devil's Lake tonight when it was 3-0 at the end of one. A lot of times you see teams lay down and go to sleep in games like this, and they certainly haven't given up in this showdown here tonight. Abrahamson's going to the box, and Abrahamson having quite a conversation with our head official tonight. He didn't think that was the right call on the play by any means. It's a hooking, and Abrahamson's into the box here for 2 minutes, and Jersey Abrahamson had a little bit of frustration at the end of that one. Second power play comes out for Devil's Lake.
Well, I mean, let's make Devil's Lake work for it, but let's not do it by taking untimely penalties. We're giving ourselves it's like keeping people on the edge of their seat, because this 2-goal lead is the worst one in hockey.
Puck's taken now. A drive comes in. Strand makes the save. Strand kind of caught that one off the goal stick and on the blocker's side, and he hangs on to it. Minute 49 remains on the second power play of the game here for the Firebirds. Late in the contest. 12-12 remains here in the third period. big thanks again to our good friends at Northern Plains Heating and Air. They've been proudly serving the region with your heating and air needs for over 25 years. They are the authorized dealer for AeroSeal. Find them online, northern-plains.com. Northern Plains Heating and Air bringing you the showdown here tonight with the Firebirds and the Magi. Puck comes all the way down. Forsberg on his glove side. He's out of the net to play it. Sweeps it up to center. On the power play, the Firebirds work with 1:17 remaining, and Morelli shorthanded again, brings it into the zone. Morelli makes a move now. Another has Esslinger with him. Oh, top shelf, he scored. What a shot that was as Mac Morelli takes it to the cookie jar for his second goal of the game, and that was a beauty right to the top shelf.
Well, if you're going to make it hurt, that one was probably the one Devils Lake will want back. When you're kind of getting back in the game, I would say Devils Lake was kind of taking it to Minot a little bit there. Then you're on the power play and you give up a shorty. Those are backbreakers. So your Devils Lake, you just got to get back. You got to forget about it and get back at it. Minot, take advantage of your chances. That's the thing. It was kind of a miscue at center ice by Devils Lake, and Minot kind of like they're starting to kind of know where they can kind of take some chances here and there. You just don't want to overdo it.
Puck's dumped down on the power play here. 50 seconds remains here for the Firebirds. They're back behind their own net to pick it up, and they go to work here up to center ice. They skated ahead forward with Dayton Lunik, and Lunik's in over the line, but he's offsides. And the stop of the play on the offsides call. That offsides brought to you by our friends at Hub International Insurance. Call them today for your personal and business insurance needs. Hub is the leading North American insurance brokerage. You can contact Josh Cattell or Michael Borman at Hub International Insurance for your business or personal insurance needs. 355-3100, Hub International Insurance. Well, those are the mistakes right there, the ones that a guy like Tate Arison in his second year as the head coach of the Firebirds, that will make him go gray at a young age with 27 seconds remaining of power play time. Early season, things like that are expected in a game like this.
They're frustrating when you're on a power play and you go off sides. That makes the coach want to make a stop after the game somewhere. But you hope that it's like you said, it's a learning curve. Kids are going to make mistakes. All teams do it. You just don't want to see it very often.
Eli Hansen at center was taken down to the ice. He's back up. Now comes away to the far wing. Minor high back at full strength. Abrahamson's out of the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 here as the puck is taken down into Devils Lake territory. This one's going to be whistled all the way down. Hit behind Strand. The stop of the play on the icing call. That icing brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Proudly serving the region with your moving and storage needs since 1942. It's quite a while, Matt. Roger Ward Moving and Storage.
They know what they're doing.
Yes.
Getting back to the ice behind the net, I know it's not that cold out yet here, but boy, they might have to address that because it's tough on for both teams. It's wet on behind the net, and that's tougher. That's tougher. You're going to handle the puck. You don't think the puck's going to stop all of a sudden when it's in wet water that hasn't just frozen up.
Puck taken underneath the Minot high offensive net now as it's worked back up to the point. Neal's got it, fired it towards the net, bouncer out in front. Yeah, back to that note, Matt. They don't use the marsh pegs here. They just have the pipes into the ice surface, and they're having a hard time staying stuck down into that playing surface here as the ice taking just a bit of a beating and a lack of sense for words here tonight. That one is going to come all the way back into neutralized territory as a penalty call.
I mean, if we had the quick hotline, we had a phone here quick, we could call Stonewall, McFall, and the gang in Minot and say, what's the problem with the ice back there? And of course, not saying it doesn't happen, but you're these guys, these games, you want the ice in tip-top shape, and that's something that probably shouldn't happen like games like this.
Penalty was charged on the Magi. Drew Johannes is into the box on a 2-minute hooking call. And another power play coming here for the Firebirds. Back-to-back power plays for them. They now have 3 total of the contest. Here's a drive that came in. That one went wide of Strand on the glove side. Back up to the far point. Taken here by Langton. Knocked down, and Morelli's in on the forecheck shorthanded. Morelli's going to take it away for just a moment, goes back in after it. He's got a shorthanded goal here tonight. He's got an even strength goal and an assist to the hockey game, if not 2 officially on the score sheet here tonight. Minute 23 remains of power play time. Morelli's got it here, sends one towards the net. Forsberg went down. He made the save with 9 on the dot to play in the third. 3-goal lead for the Magi at 5-2. Well,
sorry, I was going to say, your Minot, don't do anything that, said, keel these penalties off. Let's try to stay out of the box. We've had some that have just been kind of, not the best timing, but it's going to happen. We just have to clean things up for when we play the next game, so we're not, take pride in being a team that doesn't get penalized a lot. That's had in the past. That's been something that's been the Achilles heel for Minot. So it's like, let's be better than that. Let's try to be a level above that, not do it. But of course, we're just where we know. We're just a couple guys up watching it.
Always interesting to see some of those teams and the way that brand is carried with them. I think of the old school days when the rivalry with Grafton Park River was what it was for Minot High back in 80s and 90s. And I remember those games would be some of the roughest hockey games that you would see against the Spoilers back in the day. We always talked about that in my family and household as kids. My dad always talked about how he liked to cheer for Grafton, the underdog, come state tournament time, but how they just played like a bunch of farm boys, meat and potatoes style.
Well, like you would say, prison rules, sometimes the refs, that old school, they just let them play. It'd be like guys would get their arms chopped off and they'd keep on playing.
Not quite that aggressive here tonight, but there still has been 3 power plays on each side. Devils Lake down to the final 4 seconds of this third power play here. The Magi looking for another one. That one in on Strand. He's looking behind him, didn't know where it was at. And Strand's going to hang on to it as we go back to 5-on-5 with 7:40 to play here in the third. By the way, you can vote now for tonight's player of the game, brought to you by our friends at Sport Clips. Sport Clips brings you the player of the matchup here tonight. The MVP of the contest brought to you by Sport Clips. We'll have that along with our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. That all happens in the Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroad post-game show here tonight. Shots Crossroads, where team buses are always welcome. And Planning Team Financial Advisors there to help you if you're planning for farm or business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots brings you the post-game here tonight. We're 7:25 away from that here this evening. Puck's taken now here by Hunter Riggin, the goal scorer for the Firebirds. One of the goal scorers for the Firebirds, I should say. Puck goes back to center, and the scrum continues at neutral ice. On the far side wall, it's Schuster that's tied up there. He's got a goal tonight for the Magi. Puck's taken away on the near side wing, and it's going to be taken here by the Birds. They send it all the way down, back in behind Strand on the glove side. In behind the goal now, it's going to be taken here by the Magi, and it's Freeman over there that scrums forward down and deep as that puck sticking just a bit. Still comes back away down to Panasuk. Chops this one out to center. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way for the Magi. Swankstu's in, turns and fires. Oh, highway robbery on the hat trick opportunity. Swankstu trying to put that one on the top shelf of the glove side. And Forsberg shuts the door and says, not quite so fast. Would have been number 3 for Ben Swankstu, and a kid that last year for the Magi did a great job on the offensive production for the Magi. He had 23 points as a junior, 10 goals, 13 assists. There's another drive-on goal off the face-off into the glove of Forsberg. It went. Swankstu's one of those guys this year. If he had 23 last year, I would almost have to assume that Jason Bennett, John Grum, and Jordan Willard would expect him to have at least 10 to 15 more here in his senior campaign. If not more, that's usually a fair analogy or a fair equation. That puck's up and out of play. The kid's got 23 as a junior and one of the forces. You would expect him to have 33, if not 40 or 45 that next year.
The more the better. We'll take it. I would think him being a senior, a lead leader, he's going to be up. He's going to see a ton of minutes. The way he shoots the puck, and he's a power forward. He goes out and plays hard. Sometimes he's a little wild, but he in a way, in a good way, because he's hustling and he's gritty. He's not afraid to mix it up and throwing bodies around. I love it because he's banging away and he creates chances by his physical play. Yeah, he's gonna have he's going to have a lot of points.
Face off of the glove side of Forsberg. He's in that conversation for our player of the game here tonight without question. He's been good in the showdown. Sophomore goaltender for the Firebirds is going to see more action before this one's done because there's 6:12 remaining. On the near side wing up to center ice. Devil's Lake pushing ahead forward. They're going to have to wait to touch up on side anyway. Look out. Tripped up right through the neutral ice zone. No call on that play.
Oh, boy.
It's going to come back away. Carter Coleman at his feet just swept out from underneath him. Here's Esslinger, turns and fires. Big waffle board stop. Yeah, it's about as close to prison rules as you're going to get here tonight. Only taking the extra hard stuff here tonight in Devil's Lake. That's all right by me. Like I said, I like when they let him play tonight. I know John Willard watching tonight. Probably reminds him of some of the old school rivalries when he was a coach for the Magi and the assistant to Gary Sampson. Back in the day for the Magicians, 5:26 remaining. Sure, he's sitting in the recliner at home right now, smiling and saying, yes, there was some wild times back in the good old days of hockey where it was almost bare knuckle at times, even at the high school level. Puck's taken away to the far side wing. Comes away to Morelli here. He's going to chop it up to Esslinger, and Esslinger's got a 3-on-1 for the Magi. They're into the zone. Esslinger across in front. Oh, Radke just couldn't pull the trigger in time. Kind of fell off the top of his stick just a bit, and the shot went wide. Hit down low from Esslinger. Frees the puck only for a moment. Now it's pushed up to center. Here come the Firebirds into the offensive territory as it goes away down to Schwab, and Schwab sends it down underneath the net. 4:40 to play here in the third period. Bouncing puck comes away now to Esslinger, and Esslinger's got it here. Skates his way up through center and then dumps it down. Forsberg gloves it. He just drops it off there where it's picked up and held here by Carson Hansen. And skating through center ice now, Hansen's going to make his way into the offensive zone. Coast to coast there, gets into Schuster. Schuster gets into him, I should say. Puck is freed down and deep. Swankstu is going to retrieve here underneath the goal line now. Puck goes back away to Swankstu as he turns directions like a flock of geese a few times in the fall season. Puck is going to be freed down on the far side wall. Shuffled up ahead, and here comes Abrahamson and company. Abrahamson's got Bentz with him. Here's a drive. Abrahamson fires in, and Forsberg makes a glove save on the low shot with under 4 to play in the third period. 5-2 Minot on top. Well, make sure you like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms to stay up to date with the PSP Network. And just so you know that when you do and like and subscribe to the PSP Network, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit like and follow on Facebook. You help support our mission of promoting local athletes. The more followers and shares and likes and subscribers that the PSP Network has, the more kids will be promoted across the board with high school athletics, and that is our mission. Well, timeout called on the ice. Devil's Lake wants to talk things over. We'll thank a few of our sponsors again here, including Northern Plains Heating and Air. Northern Plains Heating and Air has over 25 years of experience as your factory authorized experts and dealers for AeroSeal. No other choice to seal your heating and air game other than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Find them online, northern-plains.com. The UPS store on South Broadway in Minot is open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 7 on Friday. On Saturdays, it's 8:30 to 3. The UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. Jersey Mike Subs brings you the Player of the Week on the PSP Network. Jersey Mike Subs is a sub above. Hub International Insurance at 355-3100 can help you with all of your insurance needs from personal to business. Hub International Insurance is the leading North American insurance brokerage. Visit Josh Cattell or Michael Borman today at Hub.
Just want to tell you quick, I'm not sure, maybe the clock is stuck at 36 on shots on goal, but doesn't it seem like we have had more than that? It seemed like we had 36 after 2 periods.
I think that's what it was. I think they're only putting them up at the end of the periods, if I'm not mistaken.
Good call. I was testing you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, and that would be correct, Matt. From what I have, 13 and 19, put the math hat on. Is that 36? It'd be pretty close to what we had written down here at the end of 2.
We got to be pushing 50 shots on Forsberg, and he's made some great saves tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be in that conversation for our player of the game. Swankstu wants another one. That would be 3 for him on the night. A hat trick here for the senior for the Magi in the left wing over on the far side. We're down to 3:09 to play in this third period. Devils Lake called a timeout. Puck's going to come out to center ice where Abrahamson has it here. Minot High just playing a bit of keep away right now as they look to take some time off the clock and some air out of the Burdick Arena here tonight, trying to advance to 1-0 on the season. It had Devils Lake their first loss of the year. Swankstu powers his way down in deep. Swankstu always hitting the back of the net. No call there. Puck comes all the way back up to neutral, and it's going to be fired ahead forward. Firebirds with it again. Far side wing. All the way back out to the neutralized zone. Puck comes back away now to Brandon Connor. It's been a little bit physical here tonight to this showdown. Two teams that only play each other once a year, and it's been that way for plenty of years. You look back to all the way back to the years that would have been about 10 years ago when Quinn Fuchs, Hayden Shores, that whole group of guys played. I remember one of the more thrilling games that I ever saw inside this venue. Here's a turnaround shot on goal. Johannes sent it upstairs. That one went wide off the shoulder. That was a 7-6 overtime thriller that night. Shores set up Quinn Fuchs for a hat trick game winner that night. Fuchs, he put it into the back of the net to make it 7-6 on the OT sudden death game winner. That was quite a hockey game to open the season that year. That would have been back 2014 probably, something like that.
Was Kurtz the goalie for Devils Lake?
He sure was.
Okay, yeah, he was solid.
Kurtz went on to play at Minot State for the Beavers, where he won a national title back in 2019. One of the top goaltenders in the country. Made his home right here for the Firebirds. Ironically enough, the next year it was Kurtz that played against Minot High the year the Magi won the state championship. Matt Flom beat him in overtime to send Minot High into the semifinals that year. Will it be another year for the Magi like that? I've got them at the top of my list in the West region. We'll have the preview show coming up next week on the PSP network. Here comes Morelli. He's also looking for a hat trick. Morelli sends it out front. Oh, no one there as it's going to come back away now for the Firebirds out to neutral. Thompson's got it here. Isaac Thompson down to the corner. He's going to skate it down, hits the brakes. Puck's going to be tied up in deep. The thing about Devils Lake, they've got some kids that could certainly skate. Under 90 seconds to play here in the hockey game. Jones is in with it. Jones turns and fires high riser off the waffle board underneath the net. Jones has it back out of the backhand, sends it in front. Oh, Esslinger was on the doorstep knocking. Here's a drive from the line. Hello. Radke sends that one in. And Jackson Radke has his first of the year. Even strength goal for the Magi. And the blue liner, Radke, has his first goal as a Magi. That comes with 1:12 remaining here in this hockey game. I'm not exactly sure who's going to have the assists on that one. It's going to be, I believe Seven's going to get one. Maybe Jones send it back up to him.
Jones, maybe Esslinger, maybe something. It's a couple of forwards.
Well, the points are going to be off for my sheet here tonight. I've not been able to hear the public address announcer. Very kind woman that we spoke to earlier on here tonight, but I do apologize. Haven't been able to quite hear her tonight. Under a minute to play in the hockey game. Minot High leads 6-2 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. The Magi are in full rout of this one now as they will start their season off at 1-0 here in 2022. And for the first time in a few years, they haven't started their season with an overtime win or defeat. Seems like since I can remember, it was the opening game of the year where Minot High would lose in overtime or win in overtime. There's about 4 years in a row where they went back and forth with Mandan to kick the season off that way. Puck's underneath the net. Minot High wants more here. Underneath the goal line it comes down as it's going to be scrum forward down and deep. Final 30 seconds to play here. From Madsen. Croston came down from Coleman. Sent in front of the net. No one there. Coleman's going to go back after it. That's a big kid that going to be on the radar in the West region, I'd have to assume, with his size on the blue line. 15 seconds. All right, kids, count them down. We're at 12, now 11, 10. We're at 9. Minot High is going to celebrate to the way back to the Magic City tonight as they come up with a win here in Devils Lake. They win 6-2 as the final horn will sound. Well, time for our planning team financial advisors at Schatz Crossroads post-game show tonight. Before he takes off out of the box, we want to give a special thank you to Jason Soini for his help here tonight running the camera, as young Eric Woodback unable to make the trip with us tonight. Jason, we sure appreciate you doing that for us here this evening. We'll come back to Burdick Arena. We'll break down the showdown here tonight. The Magi take one from the Firebirds. 6-2 is the final on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Let's go to the post-game show brought to you by Shots and Planning Team Financial Advisors.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Oh, easy, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throw in some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.
It's time for the Shots Crossroads and Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show. Now for a look at game stats and analysis. Let's go to the postgame show.
(6-2) the final score tonight. Minot High takes down Devils Lake in the season opener for the Firebirds. And the Magi welcome into our Planning Team Financial Advisors at Shots Crossroads post-game show here tonight. Shots Crossroads, where team buses are always welcome. We'll be driving right by there on the way to your house, on the way to mine, coming back from Devil's Lake here tonight. Hard to avoid Shots Crossroads and that delicious banana cream pie and their famous number 99. Shots Crossroads brings you the post-game tonight with our friends at Planning Team Financial Advisors. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial planner, planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Well, you've seen a lot of hockey in your life, and you've been a part of a lot of season openers for a lot of teams and been a part of teams that you played on, teams you coached, and teams that you watched. A-to-F rating tonight for not only Minot High, but Devils Lake here after this showdown tonight. Your thoughts overall on this hockey game and what these teams look to do moving forward after tonight?
Well, I think it's a good start. You got to get a game under your belt, a couple games to get before you really get going, before you see players. The coach is going to have to evaluate and take a look at who they like, what needs to be addressed to the team. Anytime you can start off with a win, no matter who you're playing, East-West opponent, you take it and you say, okay, let's build on that. Let's take the positives out of it. That's great. Enjoy it for tonight. And then tomorrow you get back to work at practice and say, okay, we've got to like address, talk about things on our own end, the play in the neutral zone, where making some, throwing the puck up the wall when nobody's there. Those are things that this level of play, call it what you want. You can. I'm not banging on either team. I'm just saying you have to. That's parts of the game that have to be solid. They've got to be. Fundamentally, they got to be smooth. The coming out of your own zone has got to be tic-tac-toe on somebody's tape. And we're not here to put, berate any player or a team, but that's just if these guys want to, do things the right way and they want to move on to another level of hockey, that's what has to be done. And it's got to be, you have to want to get better at it. It's like every guy needs to work on something, whether you like it or not. Most people admit it. They know deep down, hey, I got to get better at this. I got to improve on that, get stronger, get quicker. But you need to come to the grips to say, I've got to get better. Every guy's look in the mirror and say, how can I improve my game to help this team win and contribute in a way, win or lose, but just where you need everybody. Everybody down the line has to chip in with solid play. If you're not on the score sheet, then be a good two-way player. You're being good in your own zone, chipping the pucks off the wall and out. And as Devil's Lake, did they take it? It didn't go the way they wanted at home, but they got solid play from Forsberg. He's going to see a lot of shots, and that's what you want. They've got a lot of young guys. You've got to give them a little time. Why not? We've had our times too where it's been some tough, goes with tough teams and. But that's what you want. You don't want easy games. You want hard ones. That's where you learn.
Well, the thing for Devils Lake and for Minot High here tonight, I think it's fair to say that, not to take it like you said. I mean, call it what it is. And the East region is only going to get more powerful from Minot High. That's just a given. In the West region, I would have to assume probably maybe gets a little tougher when you start looking at the legacies of the centuries of the world coming up for the Magi around the corner as well. A showdown here tonight that a lot of positives for both teams. Some things that I think that both coaching staffs will look at to move forward into that next week and certainly into conference play. If you're John Grubb, Jason Bennett, and Jordan Willard, are you satisfied here tonight?
I think we'll just say that they're happy, but they're not saying, okay, we'll leave it at that. They know there's a lot of things that need to be worked on in the upcoming practice. They've got time because once the West Region play starts, it's going to be a battle. Legacies and centuries, and there's a lot of those games, a lot of those weeks coming up in December where there's 3 in a week. That's a lot for a high school team. I know there's days in between them, but that's going to be a grind on these guys. You're going to have your certain guys are going to see more minutes. It's going to be a lot more of a toll on them. You got to get your rest, take care of your body, eating the right foods, and I think they're happy for what they saw. I don't think satisfied. I think they're like, okay, there was some positives, but there was also some negatives sprinkled in there too of how we handled the puck in certain parts of the rink. Those have got to be, they need improvement, and they know that. We don't have to remind them. That's what coaches do. They're going to break it down. They're going to watch the tape of somebody's that got the game, and they'll want to see it and say, where do we really got? Do we got to make some changes on here? Do we got to change up some combinations? That's what they do, and good things will happen when they make changes.
It's going to be fun as this season continues. Let's take a look right now, man, at how we got here tonight. Prestwich Orthodontics takes a look at our scoring, brings you this look at the scoring. They specialize in braces, Invisalign, and Spark Clear aligners for all ages. They offer free consultations and financing options that make it easy to take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit minotbraces.com today to get started with your free virtual consultation. It's Prestwich Orthodontics. Well, the Magi season started early on the goal scoring side of things. 4 minutes in, it was Matt Morelli, his first of the year. He was assisted by Bradley to make it 1-0. That was an even strength goal. With 6:44 left in the opening period, goal was scored by Colton Schuster. He was assisted on the play for the Magi by Andrew Coleman, the D-man. Minot High then added another one, this time a power play goal. Esslinger and Bradley set up Swankstu for his first of the year. Didn't take long for Swankstu to get a second of the year, but the period had to change. Into the second we went at 15:43 the time. Swankstu from Morelli and Esslinger made it a 4-0 hockey game. The Devils Lake had back-to-back goals and made it a little bit interesting here for portions of this one. 14:35, the goal in the third period was scored by, in the second period, was scored by Devils Lake's number 17, Caleb Schwab, their leading point getter that returns from last year. He was assisted on the play by number 12, Brody Parker, and by number 19, Carson Hansen. 13:56 in period number 3, a goal was scored unassisted from Hunter Riggin. Got a Minot High turnover. That made it a 4-2 hockey game. But then Mac Morelli shorthanded with 11:32 remaining. Put the lead back up to 3. And then Minot High put the icing on the cake as a shot came from the line from Radke. His first as a varsity skater for the Magi. Minot High goes on to cruise tonight 6-2. Power plays in this hockey game. Devils Lake went 0 for 3 on the man advantage. Minot High officially only had 2 power plays tonight. They went 2 for 2, 100% for them. Goaltender saves here tonight. 13 in the first period coming for Forsberg. 10 in the first on 13 shots, 18 of 19 in the second period. Minot High split tonight. They had Ostrom starting, went 8 for 8 in the first. He split time in the second with Strand, and Strand came in. He gave up 8 shots in the second period. Do apologize, I do not have final shots on goal here in this hockey game tonight, but we will tell you it was lopsided. Minot High had the advantage in this showdown. We'll take a break on our Shots Crossroads Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. We'll come back and have our wrap-up of this one with our move of the game and the MVP of the contest coming your way in just a moment. It is North Dakota High School Athletics on the PSP Network. We'll come back with our final thoughts and some awards to hand out here tonight after a 6-2 Minot High victory.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair. Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Oh, easy, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throw in some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.
(6-2) is the final here tonight. Minot High takes care of Devil's Lake on Devil's Lake's home ice here tonight. We'll have Coach Jordan Willard joining us in just a moment up here in the press box after the showdown here tonight. There he is. Coach, first things first, congratulations on opening up the season with a victory here tonight. Are you satisfied with the way things went tonight for your Magi?
I mean, I thought it was all right. Like Coach Bennett and I were just talking, if we could capitalize on some chances, we would have had a couple more there. But, always fun to get it off and rolling. And now a little bit of break here headed into the holidays.
Yeah, a couple goalposts were hit tonight. Forsberg obviously played great for them here tonight. Holidays coming up. We talked about that on air as well here tonight. You get about a 2-week lull now without a game. What is the mentality? What's the X's and O's from the coaching staff to try to keep everybody sharp before you open up conference play?
Well, I mean, I think it's just to shore up a couple things here or there. I thought the D zone at time there were a couple breakdowns, and I would argue with anybody in the western side of the state that our back end is going to be a catalyst for us and going to move us forward. And It's early, and the kids are getting out of summer mode and they're getting in. It's just nice to play a game, coming off of a jamboree that was a bit abbreviated, and it's just shoring up the small things, getting pucks out, getting pucks in, finding more net with shots, not the glass behind it, but it was a good start.
Big question mark coming into the year for the Magi was the goaltending case with Culver, Strand, Ostrom, and Aberle. Any of those questions answered here tonight, or you're going to have some time for a while? Real quick, we got to say hi to a legend and thank Mark Bigley for his help here tonight. Coach, you too, great seeing you, my friend. A couple North Dakota Hall of Famers right there that are the voices of Devils Lake. Back to the goaltending question. Do you have any more of an insight to what direction you're going to go for the Magi here after tonight?
I'm not sure. I think both kids, Blaze and Toby played really well, and Caden and Ben, back there in the JV game, obviously played well too. So at the end of the day, they just got to give us a chance to win. They got a battle. I think both of them did that very, very well. As you saw, Toby stops a breakaway. Blaze had 2 really big saves there in the first period. We got done with that first period, Nick. It could have easily been a 3-3 hockey game. They had 5 shots on net, but it was probably 5 quality. And then like I said, Toby made some big saves down the stretch. It's a healthy thing that we have going there right now. Is I think there's some competition, and I think all the kids are competent, and it's just who's going to kind of emerge, and we're only 1 game in, so it's an exciting spot to be in, and excited for the kids.
Nice job here tonight. Final thing for you on Thanksgiving week: ham or turkey, and how much are you going to destroy some lefse coming up on Thursday?
Neither ham or turkey. Can't stand it.
Are you kidding me?
My grandma's famous meatballs and gravy. That's what I like.
I like that idea too. Are you a lefse guy though? Do you even know what that is?
Yeah, well, I'm Norwegian to the core, but it's got to have a lot of sugar on it. So, but that's all right.
We have a lot in common. I'm a straight butter guy on my lefse.
Yeah, I'm in a group chat here, All Things Minot High Hockey, with Gaffman and Fred and Jason Steele. There's 0 chance Fred's having anything on that lefse. No butter or sugar.
I love it. Thanks for your time tonight. Safe travels. Nice job tonight.
Thanks for coming, Nikki.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan Willard, the assistant coach of the Magi. We'll talk to you later on this week, Coach. We sure appreciate you. Time to announce tonight's MVP of the contest and our move of the game here tonight. This is our Shots Crossroads Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show, and 2 awards to hand out before we call it a night to get ready for that Thanksgiving holiday. Let's start with our move of the game here tonight. Jobbers Moving and Storage brings you the move of the game. Jobbers Moving and Storage with locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Jobbers is there to help you move across town or across the country. Jobbers brings you tonight's move of the game. Well, what direction do you go here tonight? There's plenty of them. It's some big-time shots on goal and some big-time moves and some shots that, frankly, just shouldn't have went into the net here tonight, with how good they actually were, with the way that Forsberg played here tonight. Move of the game for me, though, is going to go to goal number 5 tonight for the Magi. It was a shorthanded tally for Matt Morelli. Picked the top corner, didn't have much room to send it upstairs, and Morelli did. That shorthanded goal really kind of deflated Devils Lake because it was a 4-2 hockey game at that point. They were on the power play. The shorthanded goal for Morelli really kind of put the nail in the coffin in my mind here tonight. That's your Jobbers Moving and Storage move of the game. Time for tonight's MVP of the contest. It's brought to you by our friends at Sport Clips. Sport Clips, where you can get the MVP haircut experience. Sport Clips in Minot and Bismarck. You can check in online. We know you're busy. Save so much time. It's so convenient for you. It's Sport Clips that allows you to check in online with a hairstylist today. They bring you the MVP of the matchup tonight. They also have an MVP haircut experience at Sport Clips. Sport Clips brings you tonight's MVP. Well, when you look at the Magi and what they did here tonight, plenty of kids certainly could be in this conversation. Morelli had unofficially a 2-point night tonight. Morelli had a 2-goal, 1-assist night. Swangstu had a pair of goals and an assist to his name here tonight. Esslinger got on the board with 3 assists tonight. Bradley had a pair of assists here tonight. Forsberg was up into the 50s with saves in this hockey game. The goaltender for Devils Lake, he's going to get an honorable mention in my mind here tonight. Forsberg is going to be a runner-up to this, but Ben Swangstu, the way he played with 2 goals and an assist in this hockey game, will be my MVP of the contest tonight. Congratulations, Ben Swangstu, tonight's MVP, brought to you by Sport Clips and the Sport Clips MVP haircut experience. That will do it for us here tonight from Burdick Arena here in Devils Lake, North Dakota. Join us tomorrow night. We'll have coverage of girls and boys high school wrestling on the PSP Network. John Gums and Chuck Claremont will have the call for you tomorrow night starting at 5:40. And we will have a pregame show brought to you by Shields for boys and girls wrestling tomorrow as the Sabres take on the Bismarck High Demons. Final here tonight, however, this one. It's the Magi on the ice that take down a pretty darn good team from the East region according to where they're going to fall into line this year. Maybe not at the top of the list in the EDC, but I don't care about any of that because any team from the East region does have some power, and it was no different here tonight with the Firebirds from Devils Lake. Watch out for them as the season continues, wishing them luck as the year continues on. Minot High moves to 1-0. The Firebirds fall to 0-1. Final score one more time on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. 6-2. Magi are victorious. Till next time, please have a happy week. Have a good Thanksgiving. Good night, and God bless.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Here we go, where they get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 second, 1 second. Doppler rises, right wing, 3, bingo! Ho-ho! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer! Ho-ho-ho! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it!
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by